Question for you. What business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious Seattle businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
It's time to dust off your glove, grab your bat, and hit the road for some baseball. But before you head to the game, make sure your ride is in top shape. At Axton Automotive, our skilled mechanics ensure your vehicle is running smoothly so you can focus on cheering for your team. Don't strike out this spring. Get your car ready for baseball season. Visit AxtonAutomotive.com or call 360-685-7976.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4147. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my cock, Montgomery. Thank you. On the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we will sit and spin, and today we listen to some advice from the lead singer with 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
All right, here we go. Jack in the Box employee is run over by a car over a missing chicken strip. Meanwhile, a woman goes in for breast surgery, then loses the tip. Boston man robs a store with underwear on his head. A naked man in the town of Bath tells cops why they will be dead. And a man from Nigeria breaks the Guinness record for twerking. Yeah. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, on average, there are 140 million emergency room visits a year in the U.S. alone. And of those, about 18 million require an extended stay at the hospital. So that adds up to about 42 visits a year out of every 100 people. In other words, it's highly likely that you'll be in the ER for something in the next 2.5 years, but chances are you've been to the ER already in life, and hopefully it was for something cool, like a shark bite or burns you sustained when you were rescuing orphans from a burning building. Or maybe you're some sad schmuck like British singer and TV personality Peter Andre. He ended up in the hospital with potassium poisoning from eating too many bananas. Now, to put it in perspective, doctors estimate that you'd have to eat up to 400 bananas a day to reach that level of potassium. Just keep that in mind. Meanwhile, 14 kids in Japan, they were hospitalized after eating super spicy chips. And yes, ghost peppers is one of the ingredients. Now we go up to Alaska, Kodiak, Alaska specifically, where several people have gone to the ER because bald eagles have started inexplicably attacking people. One guy described the attack as feeling like, quote, a 2x4 to the back. Now, a little closer to home, the Seattle man, he went to Mexico on vacation. He returned home paralyzed after getting hit with a rogue wave. And unfortunately, he remembers the whole thing and describes it in gory detail, which we will share with you coming up. But first, we want to hear from you with your answer to today's question. Because let's face it, you're going to go to the ER. It's going to happen. But if you were playing with fireworks on July 4th, it's not out of the realm of possibility. If you're riding your motorcycle without a helmet, it's not out of the realm of possibility. But every once in a while, you cannot believe the thing that sent your ass to the hospital because it's so stupid or so unexpected. And that's what we're talking about today. Today's question is, what can you not believe landed you in the hospital?
To be a part of the Big Show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for Seattle businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Victory rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Jones, away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4147. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this oh-so-lovely Tuesday. Once again, we'll sit and spin, and today we listen to some advice from the lead singer. You see, there's a lead singer. Typically, a band has a bassist, guitarist, drums, all those things, but sometimes the guitarist would never know to play if the lead singer didn't tell them, hey, guitar.
Yeah, usually it's guitar. I believe
Guitar, yeah.
if you're going to ask a guitarist to play, you cannot call it guitar. It must be guitar.
Yeah, and the drummer never has. The bassist never asks for the guitars. It's always the lead
We're on
singer
point. We know what we're doing.
that asks the guitarist to play his guitar. So we're going to have 10 songs that say guitar, and then the guitarist, that's his cue to come in and play guitar.
I told you this one time. I want to play the song, right? I'm playing bass, and I'm going to walk up to the microphone and just go, sing. And then the lead singer comes.
Right.
You know?
Well, no one
we'll
looks at
give
you
each
and goes,
other directions
go.
as we do the whole song.
Bass. Doesn't happen.
AC/DC.
Do they do that?
But to be fair, he mentions all of the other instruments. He does not single out
All
bass.
right, okay.
He says guitar.
Yeah.
He says drums. Right. Let that be rock.
And
But that's
also-
it.
And it happens a lot in rock radio.
Oh, yes, it
so
does.
rock is the country, not so much. They don't always. Johnny Cash did it a couple times, but for the most part, guitar.
Right.
But he's telling himself to play.
I was going to say, he was the guitar player.
Which is the interesting part of that.
I think he's reminding himself of what he has to do.
And he needs to play. So we have 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar coming up as we will sit and spin. What else do we have for you today? Some updated locations on the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing.
My belly.
Hopefully you got a chance to stop by the Flock Party on Saturday.
I did, and I walked out with a case of our delicious beer.
Did you?
Excellent. Oh, yes, I did. And then, long story short, I thought our night was done. Everyone's a little tipsy, and one of the people that I was at the Flock Party with got a call like an hour and a half later, like, come on over, man. I'm cooking up some brats and all this. So grabbed one of my Sixers and took it over there. Kept 18 for myself. I'm just saying.
All right.
Kind of bugs me.
That's a good win, though. You acquired the case, and then a six-pack went to Brats.
Yeah, six-pack did go to Brats. It was a good time, but the Flock Party was actually cool, and one of the things they did, they opened up the back area where they actually brew the beer. All right. Because it is a massive location, right? There's usually just the dining room, the bar, but when they opened up the back area, it gets really big, but they had this massive stack of all of our beer cans. So that turned out to be the perfect photo op location.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very cool to see.
Okay. If you couldn't make it to the Flock Party on Saturday, we have good news. The Men's Room World Tour continues this Saturday.
Let's go.
As we head out to the 884 pub in Bremerton.
Or the 884, or the 884, or the 8ATE84. We don't know.
Correct.
Either way.
We went there last year and had just an absolute blast. So much fun that we wanted to go back again. So
Yeah, for sure. That was great.
This Saturday, 2 to 4, absolutely free. You know the drill.
Yep.
The sausage will be there. The salsa will be there. We will be there. The Men's Room IPA from Black Raven will be.
Have you had a sausage yet?
No.
Damn, man. I'm telling you, dude, it is so good.
Don't think I don't look for it every time I go to the grocery store.
I know.
I do. I do every single
Saturday, as soon as we get to the 884, step one, Miles eats a damn sausage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a deal.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Uli makes great products.
He does.
If you're just looking for anything, if you're looking for brats, if you're looking for, they have a smoked sausage. All their stuff is fantastic.
It is.
They're in Dooley. They've got, whether it's just ground or in links or however you need it, man. Uli, he does an amazing job. So if you happen to see it, don't forget a portion of the net proceeds benefit our friends at the Fisher House, as does the salsa, as does the beer. So that's all going to a great cause. What else? We got more programming notes to fill you in. If you don't have the Odyssey app, you want to download it now. It's absolutely free. Do yourself a favor and sign in to the Odyssey app. They've got like $100,000 that they are giving away. They're doing it, I believe it's $1,000 like an hour or so. Or either way, you need to listen for an hour when you log in, and that gives you a chance to enter. Now, if you do that every day, you get 5 chances to enter during the week, and then obviously on the weekends as well, you get a chance.
And it's very cool that they do this, because they'll tell us what they don't have money to do on our behalf. So it turns out they've been saving it to give to you. And that is awesome. I want to congratulate them on that thinking.
If you ever wonder why we don't show up with bumper stickers and any of that stuff.
Oh, no. We want to give you the money.
Yeah.
It's just give you bumper stickers.
No free t-shirts.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Hell no.
We give you $1,000.
Yeah, give you the cash straight up.
But very important to sign in. That's the way they know you're there.
Got to sign in.
And with our daily podcast, if you subscribe to that, that's a good thing. You'll get our Men's Room Happy Hour, the brand new podcast we're doing on Friday morning, and you'll just get the show in case you miss it. And you want to listen at a different time, you can. I'll do that all on Odyssey. So be sure to sign in when you download the app. And today we're going to talk about going to the hospital. Oftentimes, going to the hospital is the last thing that you want to do, and you put it off forever. It's just one of those things where, how bad is it? Does this need stitches? What did I do to myself? How did this happen? And we start our story in Alaska, where a series of recent eagle attacks has left Alaskans confused as to why the majestic birds are going after people.
Oh, I thought they meant the band.
Yes, this is in Kodiak. Eagles have struck at least 3 locals who then required stitches, according to a Facebook post shared by officials with the city of Kodiak. The incidents took place at St. Herman's Boat Harbor, which is also known as Dog Bay.
Dog Bay.
David Johnson, harbor master and port director, told Fox News that it's not yet known why the eagles are attacking, but there is a large nest with at least one chick nearby.
That's probably why, guys.
We are advising harbor users in the area to exercise caution and avoid the area if possible. Our harbor staff have taken to holding something above their heads when they're near the nest. The eagles are still behaving aggressively, but with the increased awareness, it seems the number of successful attacks has decreased from last week. I don't know what the particular freedom chickens are so upset for, but hopefully they get over it soon, says Johnson.
Freedom chickens.
That's what he calls an eagle.
It is kind of funny to say aggressive and the eagles in the same thing.
I know. I just keep picturing Hotel California. Like you hear the beginning notes to that before they swoop in and attack. Animals need to get a grip. Let me just say this. We understand that when you have babies, you get protective. But imagine your wife gives birth to a newborn kid, all right? She's in the house. Now, I don't know, the Amazon delivery driver, all he does is step out of his truck. Now, your wife opens the door with a hatchet and chases them all around the driveway. All he's trying to do is drop off a package, but her mentality is, I got a new kid in that house. You've gotten too close, and now you must die.
It doesn't matter what the animal is.
I wish you could tell animals, like, look, man, I know you have a kid. That's cool. Frankly, I hear them chirping directly outside of my bedroom window, and instead of spraying the nest out of there with a hose, I let it go. I'm happy for you. But when I go into my yard to, say, water the plants, do not attack me, because now you're irritating me.
Yeah. And for whatever reasons, crows just give 0 Fs. I mean, if you ever see an eagle flying, sometimes there's like 2 crows just
they go after,
dive bombing. I'm like, man, what did they do to you?
It's not your turf.
No, it's not.
Stay away.
Yeah, a fisherman, local fisherman in the area of Kodiak, Captain Bill Prout, said he was attacked by a bald eagle in August of 2022 while walking on the same dock. He said, I've walked these docks for over 40 years. Never experienced or expected to be attacked by a bald eagle, a majestic symbol of our freedom, he said. But he did add, it felt like someone took a 2x4 to the back of my neck.
Yeah.
He said he contemplated going to the emergency room, but his wife came to the rescue, wiping down his open wounds with antiseptic. The eagle population has increased while their food source has decreased, which could lead maybe to people seeing more attacks. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service biologist focused on eagles and raptors. That's their specialty, one of the things. They believe these attacks are a little bit strange for that area. They say if you're anywhere walking in the area of St. Herman Harbor, hold something above your head to protect yourself, or continue to watch the birds. They won't swoop down and attack other people. Holding an umbrella or a hat above your head could help protect you against injuries, since eagles tend to attack the highest point of a person that's visible to them. But either way, that's part of the day-to-day life. You thought Alaska was,
bears and
all the other
whatever
stuff.
the hell else. Nope, eagles getting in on it.
Definitely dangerous. Now we have this story.
It's a big bird.
It is a very large. The talons, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A first-year student at Rakugo Koka High School in Tokyo brought the R18 curry chips to school on Tuesday. He shared them among 33 members of his class. The crisps soon proved too much for his classmates, and almost immediately, these students began to complain of stomach aches, burning mouths, nausea. Police were soon called after 13 girls and 1 boy began to feel seriously unwell. 1 student taken away in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
However, the boy who brought them in told police he had previously enjoyed the snack without any side effects, and others who tried the crisps reported only mild symptoms. The snack does come with a warning advising those under the age of 18, people with high blood pressure or a weak stomach, not to consume it. It further advises consumers to not consume the entire snack by themselves, since it could cause diarrhea. Do not handle the crisps if you have any cuts on your hands. The company that makes them, along with a range of other extra spicy foods, said it sincerely wishes for the swift recovery of those who have been reported feeling unwell. The company is based out of Tokyo, and they produce a range of other R18 snacks, and warn that even experienced spice lovers should proceed with caution while eating the product. Their products are made using the ghost pepper, boot jolakai.
Yeah, I'm glad you had to read that.
Chili pepper recognized as some of the spiciest in the world, 170 times hotter than Tabasco sauce. The product has since been pulled from the shelves.
Why are you going to pull it from the shelves? I mean, my thought is like, look, if my kids get into vodka, they're also going to have an adverse reaction. It's not for them. You know, put it on the high shelf like they used to do with porn magazines at 7-Eleven, or put it behind the counter. You know, people that do like the product, if you like that stuff, you like it. And if you're one of those people that can handle that kind of heat, let them have it. You know, like anything.
Yeah.
Tide Pods, for Christ's sake. Yes, if your kid eats it, bad things happen. So don't let your kids get into Tide Pods.
I like hot sauce. I like the way that, different hot sauces flavor food. The idea being that it flavors the food. I don't want to eat anything that just burns my mouth to the point where I really can't taste anything and I'm miserable. To me, like, those are not the hot sauces I buy.
Well, that's not fun.
I'm with you.
At that point, once you call it a challenge, you go like, okay, this isn't about flavor. This is about pain.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's buffalo wings, I don't really need any more than medium or mild.
No, they're fine.
The sauce is just fine like that. I mean, it's not that
if they're too hot, you just can't enjoy the wing. Is my
that's
issue.
all.
But
Yeah,
some people, you're right. Some people, that's their thing. But I'm with Miles. I'm just like, yeah. Or at least tell me if it's going to be spicy. Like, to me, buffalo sauce is pretty damn mild if made correctly.
Yeah, it's very tangy, so you get all that. But, yeah, it's not always super hot. I do appreciate people that give you a warning. My wife and I went to a Thai restaurant at Pacific Place years ago, and they have, how hot do you want, whatever the dish is that I ordered, and I went for 4 stars. And it was a Thai lady who worked there, and she looked at me and said, look, man, I'm not going to do that to you. I said, no, man, I've ordered food. I'll do 3 or 4. It's not bad. She goes, listen to me. Typically, when you order a place in the States, that's your version of 1 to 5 stars. She goes, this is a legitimate Thai place. Like, it's different. So she put the peppers separate from my actual dish just so I could smell them and get an idea. She put them in a little ramekin. She brought them to the table. And I did like the waffle. Take your hand and brush the steam. It was like getting tear gassed, man. I mean, my eyes immediately split. Seriously, like my nose is running and all that. And I'm like, we're going to dial that down to a 2. And she's like, yeah. She goes, look, I just wanted to make sure because you don't strike me as being Thai. I'm like, well, I am not. Thank you for looking out. You don't strike me
as being Thai.
Yeah. Dude, I was at a Korean fried chicken place, and they had like 3 levels.
All right.
So we had the mild. Some of my friends, there's 4 of us, ordered like the middle level. And they're like, this tastes as plain, or not plain, but as mild as yours. So they asked the waiter, and the waiter's like, I didn't give it to you guys. And we're like, we're really like the only white people in here. So it's like a good place if it's a bunch of Koreans and Korean fried chicken. So then he brings over a container of it. They're all eating it. They're like, it's great. It's great. They're like, you got to try it. I'm like, I don't want to try it. They're like, you got to try it. I try it. And I mean, I am like red, dripping sweat. Like the waiter's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'll be fine. My buddy's like, you're embarrassing us.
Like you wanted me to try this.
Well, he was just like, God damn, man. You look like the whitest person in here. And I was like, I know. I said I shouldn't try it.
Yeah.
But I just like, he just wouldn't serve my friends that medium sauce.
I like that he didn't even bother to tell them until they brought it up.
Yeah. Then he was like,
sure.
But same kind of like your thing. He's like, all right. Like he very nicely just said, you 4 don't look like you enjoy spice.
Yeah. Not the kind of spice that we do. And really, it does depend where you are. You go to New Orleans, they say spicy. I like their spicy.
Yeah.
It's more of a black pepper heat with a lot of tang and all that. But, man, whatever they're doing in Thailand, like, don't F with that. And I appreciate that lady bringing those peppers out. So it's like, my God, how does anyone eat this?
My neighbors, they're having a party, and there's a fried chicken place, great food, sandwiches and everything else in Fremont called the Triangle. It's been there forever. It's had a couple different names, but it's going back to its original name, which is the Triangle. It's a Triangle building down there. They have great fried chicken. They have it's like a 20-piece or a 30-piece chicken nugget thing that you can order, where the nuggets are kind of more like in the style of Chick-fil-A. They're all just different sizes based on, the fact that it's real chicken and it's actually, handmade and all that stuff. They do this thing where they will put 2 drops of a ghost pepper oil on 2 of the nuggets. Okay?
All right. Out of how many?
30.
Okay.
All right. So I go next door. Neighbor's like, hey, man, come on over, having a party, grab yourself a beer, whatever. I'll walk over there. And there are maybe 12, 13 left. And they're like, yeah, man. There's 2 that have ghost pepper. And I'm like, well, has anyone had that yet? And they're like, no. Not that we know of for sure. They're spicy, but, no one's gotten that one yet. They're like, you want to try one? I'm like, sure, I'll try one. Of course. I picked the one with a ghost pepper in it. And immediately I'm like, oh, no. I was going to go, because I was on my way to eat dinner. And, my mouth's on fire. My stomach is on fire. I didn't even feel like I wanted to eat.
Right.
At that point in time, I was like, oh, my God. And it's a cool idea, cool challenge. Unfortunately, I'm the one who ate the damn thing with a ghost pepper.
It's a cool challenge if you volunteer to do the challenge.
Well, the problem is they're so good you don't want to eat just one.
Right. But then you keep upping the choice.
Correct.
But you said it was the first one you ate.
I picked one up, and boom. I know right away.
Does it burn from beginning to end?
It was one of those things that once I felt it starting to settle in, I was chewing it, and it tasted just like fried chicken, and then all of a sudden I went, oh, no.
I got it.
I got the one.
You feel like all through your intestines, all the way to your ass, until it finally vacates your body.
You get hot. Your whole body, temperature-wise, gets hot. So it's from your toes to the top of your head, tingling sensation. Your mouth's kind of burning and on fire. Your stomach is not enjoying this experience either. It feels like someone lit a fire in your stomach.
And there's nothing you can do.
Radiating heat throughout your body.
You can drink milk, and it's it might cool it down, but it's still very, very hot. And somebody on the text line says, I got sent to the nurse's office for consuming a ton of peppers in middle school. Classmates paid me about $50 to do it, so I immediately did it, and my stomach was very, very upset. They sent me down there, but hey, I got $50 and 4 cartons of chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk's not a bad call.
Yeah.
The spicy can do it, right? When we were in Baltimore, I ate that teaspoon of the additive.
Yeah, it's not a hot sauce. It is a hot additive.
That's one of the few times I was like, oh, that was bad.
Well, we didn't really read the bottle before we did it. And in my mind, it was a hot sauce, right? But then when we read the bottle, I want to say, if you're making a soup or something, and I believe it was 1 tablespoon of that per gallon of water. And you shoved a teaspoon in your mouth.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad, because you were, our boss came walking back to the studio. He's like, hey, man, Ted's on the toilet in the best we know. And he's like, is he all right? Said, don't know. But he just did his hot sauce thing, so just let him be.
Yeah, I didn't even have that much in my stomach, but just the nauseous feeling. And you're not puking up anything. You're just dry heaving and coughing. That was awful.
Yeah, it's just heat, right? Every time you dry heat.
Correct.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic, with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color. For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic, with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
A couple of quick texts before we get to the phone. Says, Ola, my brother went to the emergency room twice in 2 weeks because of a cat bite on his finger. He ended up having to have surgery and is still going through physical therapy. Doctor says a piece of the cat's tooth broke off at the bone. And then this one came in and says, I got drive-by bear maced by a random car driving at 5 a.m. while walking down the street after living in Spokane for 2 months. I'd never been maced before. Didn't know what to do, and my skin started blistering. So I ended up going to the hospital where they just had to wash me with soap and water, then lie down on towels soaked with cold milk on my face and eyes. Not a fun experience.
Drive-by mace.
Bear macing. Wow. Although from what I've heard about Spokane, that sounds about par for the course. It really does. I haven't been, but just some of the stories that Ted was telling me, I'm like, I don't need to go. Doesn't sound like anything good's happening.
Yeah.
And a drive-by bear macing, I'm like, come on, man.
Right, that's just being dumb to be dumb.
It really is. Hello, Scotty. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, you beautiful bitches.
Hola.
So it was like May of last year. I had a random white spot on the pointer finger of my left hand, and I was laying my kid down for the night, and I looked at it, and I pushed on it with my thumb, and it felt like somebody drove a needle straight through the middle of my finger, and I was like, oh, what the hell was that?
Now, was this on the nail or the finger itself?
The finger itself, right in between the two opposable knuckles.
Okay.
And so then got my kid laid down for the night. My finger really started aching, and I was like, man, this sucks. And I forced myself to sleep. And then I kind of rolled over and hit my hand up against the headboard of the bed at like 3 a.m. And I woke up and I screamed, and my wife was like, what? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, my hand is friggin' on fire. So I got up and went into the walk-in closet, turned on the light, and my finger was about 2 or 3 times the size that it was when I went to sleep. So I got in the car, drove myself to the hospital, checked myself in, and my whole body started shaking. So they admitted me right away and took some blood. And I was thinking, well, okay, I don't know what this is, but they're probably going to, drain fluid, whatever, give me some antibiotics, see you later. All of a sudden, there was a doctor and 4 nurses all that rushed into the room and started working on me at the same time. And
that's comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started freaking out, and they wheeled me right back into a room, and they're like, okay, well, here you go. And IV in each arm, and drew blood from different points on my bodies to make sure it wasn't going completely infectious. And then they hooked me up to IV antibiotics, and they're like, yeah, you're going to be here for a while, man. And I'm like, oh, God. So they're like, we're going to try to get the swelling down with this, and if it doesn't, you're going into surgery.
Now, have they told you what they think the problem is yet?
They had no idea.
Okay.
And I don't know anything that I would have done that day that would have, like, put something into my hand. I mean, I'm a glass blower, so my first thought was I got a shard of glass in there, and I pushed on it, and it worked its way deeper into my finger, and that's what caused it. But make the story a little shorter, woke up the next morning, or tried to sleep anyway, doctor came in the next morning, and he looks at my hand, and he goes, I'll be back. And he runs out of the room, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, so I start freaking out even more. And so he comes back in, and he goes, when's the last time you had anything to eat and drink? I'm like 20 hours ago. And he goes, good. We're taking you into surgery right away. Let me clear a spot for you.
They still haven't told you what they think it is, correct?
No idea. And this was, I think, 5 or 6 rounds of very, very heavy IV antibiotics later, and the swelling just kept getting worse. So they rushed me into surgery and put me under, and they did about a 3-inch zigzag incision all the way down the pad of my left pointer finger and opened it up, cleaned the tendon. And, I mean, they took x-rays and everything, didn't see anything in there. Cleaned tendon, put some, antibiotic rub stuff on my tendon, stitched me back up with a drain plug in my finger, and put me on more IV antibiotics. So I think I went through about 24 rounds of IV antibiotics, and they gave me a broad spectrum of they're like, that's pretty much all we got to throw at you, man. I hope you're okay. And then bandaged my hand up and So I ended up being in the hospital for 3 days, or 3 nights and 4 days. And
you still don't know why?
No idea. And even he said he took a reticle, like an eye microscope thing or whatever, and draped all the stuff and pus and everything that they took out of my finger out on a medical towel. And he goes, dude, I didn't see anything in there whatsoever. And he goes, I don't know what you did, man, but he goes, this is insane. And he goes,
they haven't even speculated on what it might be. They're just straight up like, we don't know.
They had no idea, and neither do I.
Okay, so how long ago was this?
May of last year.
May of last year. And since then, how paranoid have you been, and how many times do you check your fingers a day?
More than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have no idea what would have caused it. The worst thing about it is, I mean, obviously I use my hands for a living, and so that was a job killer right there. To this day, my hand is still super, super stiff. I have pretty much full range of motion and most of the strength, but every once in a while, especially since then, my hand will just get freezing cold for no reason whatsoever.
Huh. So they didn't like tick bite, spider. I mean, truly, they speculated nothing.
Nothing.
I'll be damned.
That's weird because they're also coming up with ways to treat it, but it's weird to treat something when you have no idea what it is you're treating.
Yeah, and that's what they were the most worried about, because it wasn't just my finger, my entire body. You know, and they explained that to me at the time too. They're like, "Hey, man, you need to understand this is not just your finger. This is a massive case of infection, and this could affect your brain, your organs, everything."
But the good news is we don't know what it is, exactly. So there's nothing to be paranoid about.
You got to have surgery. There's an infection. We just don't know what kind.
We know exactly what we need to do to treat this. We just don't know what we're treating, what the hell you have, or if you're going to live or die.
See, I thought you had maybe a sliver of glass, or you got bit by something when you were sleeping, or something. Something where you could.
I stupidest reason I've ever been to the hospital. And to this day, I mean, I get it. I've been to the hospital a lot of times. I was rep on myself when I was younger and, just sports and whatnot. But this is just ending up in the hospital for 3 nights for no reason whatsoever.
Well,
not thinking I did anything wrong.
To be fair, I mean, it's not the stupidest reason you've been to the hospital. It's just the one time you went to the hospital and I have no idea why you're there.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn accurate correction. Yeah.
All right. Because it didn't sound like things were working in your favor, but it's just odd where they're like, we don't even know what to speculate on this.
Why don't you blow us a bong and mail it to us? Thank you.
I will.
All right.
All right. Appreciate that. I knew that was coming. I even wrote down glass blower bong. I actually made that note when you said, oh, yeah, I absolutely did.
I mean,
come on, man. If you tell me you're a glass blower, you've got to know we're going to ask, can you make us a bong?
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tracy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
So why'd you end up in the hospital, Tracy?
My ex-husband and I went to a driving range. We were going to go golfing that day. And right across from the driving range is a fire station. And my now ex-husband and I were hitting a bucket of balls with his uncle. And I finished my balls first, went to grab a cigarette out of his bag, and he clocked me with a 3-wood.
Oh, on the backswing?
And took me down.
Where did he hit you exactly?
In the forehead.
Oh, damn.
Did he knock you out?
It took everything I had not to pass out, but that's a rather gushing area. I mean, I was dripping and gushing blood. My husband's uncle almost passed out. The manager of the driving range decided it would be faster to run across the driving range instead of calling 911. And so he's dodging golf balls as people are still hitting, running across the field, banging on the fence. And then we see the regular ambulance come out, the fire truck, the chief car, and the hook and ladder. They all go out that exit, come around, come in this one. And they had me all hooked up on oxygen and bandaging and put me in the ambulance. It was lovely. He actually cracked the lining on my skull. Like you have on a beef rib, there's that lining. You have that on your skull, which I found out that day.
Well,
you also found out why they have that line. Like you're not supposed to walk in front of
I found out another reason smoking is bad for you.
Titanium, harder than your head.
Yes, for sure. So did you end up with a concussion?
I ended up with a concussion, stitches, and Dermabond, which is basically just skin glue.
Yeah. Now, is there any
And
permanent
that's why we had
damage?
a football helmet for next time I went golfing.
You said you put on a football helmet the next time you went golfing.
Oh, my dad sent me a football helmet.
Ah,
the
okay.
next time I went
Okay.
golfing.
Okay. I thought you were wearing one out there. I'm like, that's not a good look.
No.
So any permanent damage from that?
I don't think so. It's been about 15 years. I did give up golf, though.
Okay. I think that's fair. That is fair. Damn.
I wouldn't want to run across a driving range like that. I just try to think it'd be a hell of a challenge. Like, could you stand in the middle of a driving range for 30 minutes? No, because people are going to try to hit. Everyone's
going to aim it.
That's just what you do. So you got to really be on your toes on that one.
And if it's crowded, there's just balls coming from all over that
Flying.
range.
Yeah, exactly. What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Text just came in and says, I had the same experience with the golf club. On the job trying to teach an old girlfriend how to swing a club. Busted me wide open, 16 stitches. Damn. Good Lord. I guess she's not very good.
I mean, that one I can fathom because you're trying to teach her.
Right, so you're in close proximity.
Maybe, right, but like, sorry for that woman, but I'm just like, man, you got to know better than to lean over. Because, I mean, I can just picture it. His bag's right over that line. She leans over to get it, and he goes to his backswing and just boom.
That's when it's, man, just an extra 5 seconds. Patience pays off in that case.
Yeah.
Just wait a second.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jess. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this is actually pretty recent, about like 2 weeks ago. So I do have a history of, I know this is going to sound gross, but I do have a history of hemorrhoids and gastritis. So I ended up in the ER last week because, and again, I know this is gross, but imagine like a small bushel of grapes. That's kind of what my bum looked like. I don't know what I can and can't say on the radio.
Jeff, let me just stop you real quick.
You painted a very
sexy,
unique picture.
Very beautiful, sexy. I hope you're in Playboy magazine style picture.
Well, my boyfriend was holding my hand the whole entire time because the doctor wanted to land said hemorrhoids, and I was crying because it was already painful to begin with. And the doctor came in and said, that's going to be, how do this. And so they kept me overnight, and they basically told me to keep eating fiber, which I've been doing, B1 and pantoprazole, whatever the heck it was, I don't know, but it's incredibly painful. It's incredibly embarrassing when you have like a really incredibly hot looking doctor and your boyfriend's sitting right there and he's looking at my
Look, he's the doctor. He's grapes. This doctor, he sees buttholes all day. Don't even trust me. He's
Well, I will
not
say this, Jess. You stopped me from stealing a grape at the grocery store for a while.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch from grape jelly for a hot minute. But so why did you go to the hospital? Was it just pain, or did you know something had gone wrong?
I seriously, like my cheeks, if you will. I don't know what I can say without
you're good. Yeah.
But basically, the bushel of grapes, if you will, were pushing my butt cheeks apart. So it was to the point. My boyfriend was like, "We need to go to the ER right now."
Is he the one who visually witnessed this?
Oh yeah, no, he's so great. He actually helped me put some of the medication on that I was sent off with, and so forth. But I mean, it's the most incredibly painful thing. I've never given birth, but I can tell you what, hemorrhoids and. Eat your fiber.
Well, the good news is babies pop out the front and it stretches.
It's one of the few things in my lifetime that I have, other than being younger, that I've cried tears of pain.
Right.
They're like
I've
cried when friends have died or whatever.
Sure.
But I'm talking about
just pain,
just straight pain. I'm just sitting in a bathtub. Jess, if you have Epsom salt, buy that. And run yourself a bathtub of like 2 inches of water.
Yeah.
And sit in that. You know what else you can do that even works better? It's because it's just natural.
Get a butt implant.
No, go to Golden Gardens or someplace and just sit your ass in the salt water. Not
Seattle to Utah. Like we just moved here back in May, and that's I listen to you guys on Odyssey. I miss home so much.
Well, salt water's a good thing. What exactly? Back to the grape thing, which is really disturbing me. What happened to your hemorrhoid that it ended up looking like a group of grapes?
Blood fills those areas.
Oh, just simple pockets?
Little pockets. So there's there could be 10, there could be 15, but like mine were also internal.
All right.
So I had to go in and cut those out.
Wait, Miles, real quick. So here's the thing, like mine are reducing, but I'm still having I've talked to my doctor and so forth, but is it normal to still have a little bit of bleeding even though the swelling's gone down? Because they're telling me I have to get stuff cauterized. I'm terrified.
No, you need to get a hemorrhoidectomy. Ultimately, if you want it to go away, it's just going to be something that you manage otherwise. But if you want it to go away,
sounds terrifying.
Yeah, but take a Metamucil every night before you go to bed. At least that'll make it a little bit easier. Get some Epsom salts. Get your ass in salt water as much as possible.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. You could have a bruise on your body. You soak in salt water. That thing
goes away.
It'll be gone in an hour.
But just take care of it. Of course, it sounds scary because all surgery sounds scary. It never sounds awesome, right? But it beats the alternative, which is why anyone performs a surgery, right?
Yeah.
So seriously, just get it done. By the way, Jess, not all is lost. Somebody here, based on your great description, said, that sounds like something a lot of people would pay money to see on OnlyFans.
Before I got my surgery, the best thing that I did, and I never even thought about it, was there was a float place, and I went to the float place, and I just did it to kind of more meditate and just experience the whole thing. I did not do that for that butt reason, but that was
bleed all over the floaty waters.
That was really that was a really nice side effect. Was that my butt was in pretty good shape for a week after that. So I mean,
salt water.
That's another option.
Like I love you guys, and this is scary because I don't want anyone poking around down there. You know what I mean?
Well, of course not. But that's what doctors. I don't want anyone to cut my chest open, but if I need open heart surgery, have at it.
Cut it open.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about surgeries. They're not doing anything you want an ordinary person to do, but it is, in fact, what they do.
Yeah.
And if my butt looks like a bunch of grapes, Doc, you don't have to tell me what it is. Make it go away.
I'm done with grapes for a while.
Man,
hemorrhoids, too. Like I've told you, I don't want to sell her up the river, but with my mom, one time we're sitting there and she's clearly in pain.
All right.
Right? And I'm just like, what? But people are embarrassed to say it. Finally, she's like, all right, I have hemorrhoids. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But just sitting there, it's like dealing with a kid, just kind of whining. It's like, well, I can't help you if you don't tell me.
You can't hide. You can't run from it. You can't sleep. You can't.
Right.
I mean,
Get it taken care of.
It's just nonstop.
Are hemorrhoids like the new ED, right? People used to be worried about talking about erectile dysfunction. Then they come up with Viagra. Now cats are like, yeah, I got Viagra. I have ED. No problem. So if hemorrhoids taking that over, this is what I don't want to share with people.
I just think it's because it's the age range that we are at right now where you start talking about commonalities and at this age group.
Right. We're going to start
no 25-year-old dude, and you're like, dude, I got bad roids because you're 25.
Right. You're not going to
sit on the toilet as long as you want. But when you get older, man, everything kind of starts falling apart in stages.
It's funny. Jess said, I've never given birth. All right. Well, the one thing that I hear from a lot of women, one of the big risks when you are pregnant, just based on everything blowing up down there, is getting hemorrhoids.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So because also with the pushing.
Exactly, right? So my wife had never had hemorrhoids, but after she gave birth, she had hemorrhoids. They're gone now, so it's more of a temporary thing. But she was like, this is ridiculous. So I understand, when moms have a little resentment toward their infant, aren't they cute? You just ripped my vagina open and now I have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
My boobs are saggy, my nipples hurt, why did I have you? But I would say, hey, this was your idea.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, you wanted to have a kid. And I'm like, look, man, kids are fantastic, but be about a good month. You're not going to be so glad about all the physical decisions.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Question for you. What business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious Seattle businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic, with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
On July 24th through the 28th, it's buy 2, get 1 free on Country Companion feed, buy 3, get 1 free on Sunglow Show feed, and buy 3, get 1 free on large bags of Purina feed.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Get more feed for less this week at your local Coastal.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for Seattle businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
It's time to dust off your glove, grab your bat, and hit the road for some baseball. But before you head to the game, make sure your ride is in top shape. At Axton Automotive, our skilled mechanics ensure your vehicle is running smoothly so you can focus on cheering for your team. Don't strike out this spring. Get your car ready for baseball season. Visit AxtonAutomotive.com or call 360-685-7976.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Guy's name is Peter Andre, and they say his fondness for fruit came back to haunt him when his quest for a chiseled physique led to an overconsumption of bananas, and that landed him in the hospital. Bananas. The mysterious girl singer, not familiar with the band, was reflecting on...
I did a little research. I guess he was big in the 90s, had 2 big hits. We would know nothing about him.
Doing an interview...
What's his name, Peter what?
Andre,
yeah. He was reflecting on a Smash Hits magazine cover where he posed topless with a Superman-style P painted on his torso. He was speaking to Kate Thornton, host of the White Wine Question Time podcast. The 51-year-old recalled trying to tense my abs as hard as I could. Kate even took the liberty of enhancing the singer's muscles with eyeshadow during the photo shoot. She also remembered how Peter kept eating bananas, thinking it was going to give you bigger abs. As he prepared for the release of his #1 hit, Flava, Peter admitted that his focus on nutrition began to slip, leading to a peculiar encounter with a doctor. He shared, "Bananas came back to haunt me, because when I did the Flava video clip, I wasn't eating because I was so hyped that I ate all these bananas. Then I ended up with potassium poisoning." Who does that? I remember the doctor saying to me, "This is really odd that you've eaten so many bananas." I will never forget that for the rest of my life. They do warn that high levels of potassium can affect heart activity. Conversely, low levels of potassium can lead to an irregular heartbeat. But yes, hospitalized because he ate too many bananas.
And like they say, they estimate On average, you'd have to eat 400 bananas a day to reach that potassium level.
Our question, what can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Couple of quick texts here. When I was a kid, I sliced my wiener open from sliding down the pole from a tetherball, and the hook caught my junk on the way down. Looked like a flayed hot dog. They say still works great till this day.
Still works great.
Someone else along those lines got kicked in the boys while wearing parachute pants. The really tight nylon 80s kind. Anyway, my bees had nowhere to go except up, and one of them got stuck. ER visit one night in the hospital, fixed it, but crazy painful. They still work, by the way. I like people always add that. Yeah. Hello, Annette. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Long-time listener, but first time I've been able to call in.
Well, welcome to the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you. 4 years ago, I managed to cut my right foot really bad, and it went a few days, and then it exploded, and found out that I had flesh-eating bacteria.
What did you cut your foot
I ended up
on?
in the hospital. What was that?
What did you cut your foot on?
It was a piece of wood.
Outside, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. So you get
And I ended up blacking out. I don't remember a thing. All I remember next is waking up at Providence Hospital up in Everett, laying on a gurney with a nurse standing over me going, "Do you know why you're here?" And they had to take my whole leg off at the hip.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah, and I also had sepsis really bad.
Damn. Okay,
How long from the time that you stepped on this piece of wood until you said your foot exploded in pain?
It was a matter of days.
Man, oh man. Okay, so they really thought that was a pretty aggressive infection.
Yeah, they had to go in. They initially took part of the leg, and then they had to go back in 3 more times.
And did they keep taking more leg off each time?
Yes.
And so
And they almost.
when you woke up the first time in the hospital, had they already performed the first operation, or this was before they took anything off?
This is after.
All right.
All I remember is they'd gone in. All I remember is waking up and they had my whole leg was gone.
Do you do you have phantom pain?
Yes, I do.
All right. What is that? Try to describe that the best way you can. I'm just curious.
It goes where you feel like somebody's either pounding your like a heel with a hammer, or somebody's taking needles and just jabbing you with it, or just real sharp pain, like where the knee was.
All right.
Is it the nerves that are still there, believing that they're still connecting with the rest of the leg, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And what is it like waking up and realize that your leg is gone? I mean, psychologically, what is that like?
And I've gotten used to it over the last 4 years, but initially it was weird because it feels like you can move it. You can feel the sensation of moving it, but then you realize it's not there.
Right. Okay.
So how close? You said they took off so above the knee, correct?
Yes, I'm at the hip.
At the hip, right? At the good Lord, man. Yeah. So do they have prosthetics when they take that much off?
Yes, they do, but because my hip is so unstable, it wouldn't be eligible for a prosthetic. And they almost had to take my hip, too.
Oh,
jeez, man.
So what are you using? Are you using those little arm kind of crutches things that kind of have an attachment that comes up on your bicep?
Yes, I have those, and I've also got a power wheelchair.
All right.
That I absolutely love.
Okay.
So,
What was it? Your right or your leg? Left leg, Eileen.
right leg.
Okay. All right.
And when so you wake up, the leg's gone. Did they tell you they might have to take more off?
Yes.
Okay. And how long was that total from the first operation until the final one? How much time it passed?
A matter of days. It was like 2 or 3 days, and then I ended up spending 4 months in the hospital.
Now, did they know what kind of bacteria it was? I mean, you say flesh-eating, good enough, but is there any specific name to what it was?
No.
Wow. Okay.
That is crazy.
That is, yeah, man. I just can't imagine waking up.
I knew that was going to happen. I would have to psychologically get myself ready for that. I can't imagine waking up
and it's done
and it's gone without any, even just the knowledge that was happening.
But I'm torn on that because on the one hand they say, hey, we're going to amputate your leg at the hip, and I have a couple days to think about this before the surgery. That's just not a situation I want to be in. I don't think anybody does. Or you just wake up and it's done, which is weird to wake up to, but it minimizes the amount of days that you've been stressing about it. Right. If you know what I mean?
Yep.
Neither one's a good scenario, but I think I would rather wake up and it's already been taken away.
Yeah.
I think.
What
Didn't
can you
when you're with your arm, didn't you say like you could hear him talking and you like snapped out and were like, don't cut off my arm?
The doctor had to tell me this because I don't have a recollection. I didn't have insurance, so the cheapest thing to do, cut off my arm. I'm left-handed, so I understand their position. That's a 12% chance. But the doctor said as they are discussing what to do, they mentioned, well, we can amputate at the elbow. And they're like, man, your eyes snapped open and your hand grabbed my collar and just said, I am left-handed. And it's like, and you wouldn't let go of my collar until I agreed to keep your arm. I'm like, man, I honest to God don't remember that. And he goes, the best thing that happened for you is that you woke up and said something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been gone.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, holas.
Hola.
Hey, so it wasn't me, but I sent my dad to the ER. I went over to his house to help him replace a deck. And we were in the process of pulling up the old boards. These are about 10-foot long, 2x6s. We had a pretty good process going. We were pulling the boards up, flipping them over, pounding the nails out. And in the process of it, I had accidentally stepped forward and stepped on one of the loose boards right on the corner. And the other end of it went straight up into my dad's forehead.
Oh.
And he kind of stepped back a bit dazed and confused. I saw it. And instantly said, we got to go to the hospital. And he goes, I think I'm okay. I said, you go look at yourself in the mirror, and then we'll head out. Now, here's the kicker of it, is that we get to the hospital. You know, they rush him in there pretty quick. We walk down this corridor, and all of a sudden somebody steps out of a room and kind of intercepts me and pulls me to a side, and they go, well, hey, can you tell me again a little bit about how this happened? And were asking me a bunch of questions, and in hindsight, they were definitely investigating me for some type of elder abuse.
Yeah, of course.
Because of the damage that happened to his forehead.
Same with your kids, man. They'll do the same thing. Elderly and kids.
Let me just ask you one more time. And I get it. I'm glad they do it, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Or the thought of maybe domestic abuse. So
yeah, of course.
Those are the instances where they say, hey, wait a minute. That's crazy.
But do they ever pull women aside and ask?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I would. Like, look, if the guy came in and he has two black eyes, he's concussed. The wife explains what happens, whatever story she tells. I don't give it another thought. The wife walks in, but the same husband, and she talks about food poisoning. I'm definitely grilling her with questions. Like, look, I've watched enough Dateline to know that you broads like to poison the food. You know, it's never like trauma. Right. Dudes like trauma. Women like to think about it. They want you to hurt and ache the whole way down when you die.
Yeah. And normally you have to have a hidden cam to catch them doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Or the doctor wants to know why you've been eating antifreeze.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's antifreeze in your system, and you go like, this is why. I'm telling you, man, it sounds stupid, but like one of my favorite foods is lasagna. Every once in a while on my birthday, my wife hooks me up. I'm like, cool, thank you. If it's not my birthday and she were to just say to me, hey, because I love you so much, I made you lasagna. I'd be like, you eat some first.
Either that or like, what tickets did you buy?
Yeah, one of the. I'm not trying to kill you, but you're not going to like the news. Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so this happened in probably 2015, 16. I was partying with some friends, and I passed out in a foldable lawn chair, right? And I woke up sometime in the morning and went to go stand up, and I could not use my right arm, like for the life of me. From the shoulder down, I couldn't move it. I couldn't wiggle my fingers. I couldn't, and I was grunting like with all the effort I could to try to wiggle my hand, and I could not do it. So I hopped on a bus and I went to the ER and told them what was going on, and they got me in a room and sat me there for 20 or 30 minutes, and a doctor came in and looked at me, and he's like, all right, I'll be back, and he left, and then he came back and he goes, all right, so your arm's paralyzed. I said, what? Well, obviously, like, what happened? He's like, I don't know, you might have fell asleep on it wrong or something. I said, okay, well, how long is this going to last? And he could not give me an answer. He said, this is something we don't know. It should come back. It might come back. And I said, how long? He said, we have no idea. So he gave me a brace to put my arm in and like a sling. And I literally could not use my arm for 3 solid weeks.
Wow.
And they're not sure what led to this.
No, he said it's probably because I fell asleep on it wrong and was pinching nerves.
Yeah.
and tendons and stuff.
I mean, I've done that, but good God, man.
I got a pinched nerve in my back right now that I can't feel my left arm. From my shoulder all the way down to my fingers. I can touch it, but I can't feel it.
That's why we keep jabbing them with forks.
I was going to say, can we get some needles?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and it scared and I'm right-handed. And so it was terrifying. Like, I never thought before about, like, what it would be like to lose a limb. But as soon as I couldn't hold my own thing to take a piss or wipe my ass or anything like that, I was terrified.
Yeah, I mean, it's the small things.
3 weeks.
And we've said this before.
3 weeks before I could even move it.
And it's crazy. We've said this before. People think it's a funny thing, and it's not. But trying to wipe your ass with your non-dominant hand
or brush your teeth
is a huge. Like I said, I almost pulled a muscle in my back. I'm just trying to wipe my ass, and it seems like it should be a very simple thing to do. It's just not. So when you got the feeling back, was it gradual, or did you just wake up one day and you had full mobility again?
No, it was gradual. So in the beginning, I could start moving my shoulder and wiggling my arm around, still kind of loose. But it took another 2 or 3 weeks probably 6 weeks in total before I could start actually using my hand.
How much muscle mass did you lose? I mean, did your arms look like they were different sizes?
It wasn't too horrible. It was kind of like if you were to break an arm and have your cast on for a month or two. But it was more terrifying than anything else.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm trying to imagine what the rest of my life would be like without my arm.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a concrete finisher and asphalt worker.
Were you able to continue to work for those 3 weeks?
No, I was out.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, that's crazy.
Completely out.
You just wake up.
Yeah. Do you find that you sleep in different positions now?
Yeah, I do actually. I find myself moving a lot more.
Yeah,
I start falling asleep on one side of me, even in bed. And I kind of, after a while, I'm like, I got to move.
Yep, I would have the same paranoia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
All that from sleeping. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so about a decade ago, I was deep in the woods deer hunting, and I happened to shoot myself a gorgeous buck, and I'm alone, totally alone, and I'm field dressing it. Don't want to get graphic, but you got to take all the guts out.
Yeah.
In the process, telling myself, make sure you go slow, be careful, all the good stuff of safety. Slice my index finger and my middle finger while it's deep inside the deer, and immediately I know I got myself bad, real bad. And I yank my hand out and wrap it up with the gloves that I have with me, my little kind of keep myself warm gloves.
Yeah.
And start hiking my way back to the road. Takes about 20 minutes. I can feel my adrenaline going up. I'm getting panicky. And then the road, my truck is parked 3 miles away, so I know, like, I'm in trouble. And I start hiking, and this old RV starts coming up the road toward me. And I'm like, thank God, somebody. And it's this old couple in their 80s. And the guy's, what's going on? He can see I'm bleeding. And I tell him, and he's like, oh, my wife, she used to be a nurse. She can help you out. And I tell him what happened, and she brings out this first aid kit, and she pulls out what she says is going to be bandages. She's got bandages ready to go, and I tell her, okay, when you open those up, I'm going to take this glove off, and you got to put them on immediately, because I'm leaking like crazy. And she goes, okay. And I go 1, 2, 3, and I pull the gloves off. She opens them up, the bandages. It's not bandages, it's rubber gloves, and they go flying in the wind. And and my gloves I dropped, they're on the ground, they're getting covered in dirt. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she goes to get bandages. Long story short, 4 hours later, I'm in the ER, getting stitches and cleaned up. Didn't lose a finger or anything.
Yeah, but you lost a nice buck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I got him. I went back.
Oh, did you?
Oh, of course. I went back. I had to have my cousin help me out, but I got him back.
Were you able to dress it and eat the meat? I mean, how much time?
I would never waste meat. I will not go on record of ever being a man who wasted meat. It was a tough job. But we went back and got it.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I get where you're coming from.
Not me. Well, I just didn't know how long you could just let it lay out there before you
I don't know.
Took care of it.
I would think other animals want to grip up on it.
My old man and I, we went out on a hunting trip with my cousin and my uncle down in Oregon. We were hunting pheasant out there, and so we got permission to walk around people's fields that were out back there, big old wide, vast fields that they have out there. We're walking around and we're trying to track down the birds, and we come up to this barrier that has a barbed wire fence across it. Now, myself, my cousin, and my uncle were both a little bit more on the nimble men, so that we can just kind of jump over and over top. My dad was considerably heavier at this time that we were walking out there, so he's not able just to get up and over it. So he comes up with the brilliant idea that I should have fought him on, but I didn't because I just did what my dad told me to do. And he says, all right, son, what I'm going to have you do, I want you to get down on one knee, hold one knee up there, and then I'm going to basically step on your knee up, and then I'm going to go up and over this barbed wire fence. This was not a good idea at all.
Did you know this was a bad idea?
I should have thought more about it, but I had the idea, well, Dad thought about it, so it must be a brilliant idea. So
Yeah.
I got down there. He stepped up there, and immediately my knee starts buckling. His leg starts wobbling. He falls down, and he came down on a barb on his shin that just carved him open all the way up the shin. And now, keep in mind, he was on a blood medication that thinned out his blood like crazy, and so he just starts freaking going. I mean, that landed us in the hospital. I don't know if he needed stitches.
You need a tetanus shot, for sure.
He absolutely did. He needed to get a shot. I don't know if he needed stitches or maybe just like glued it shut or something like that. But it was, it kind of put a damper on the trip after that. His pant leg was absolutely busted.
Don't mess with barbed wire, man.
No, not at all.
Even when you think you clear it, if one barb gets you, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right. You see the stories, you hear it all the time. Like, we're just going to sneak through, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
if you don't have cutters.
And it was just a stupid idea that, honestly, we shouldn't have ever exercised in the first place.
But whose idea was it?
Yeah,
That's
it was
all I'd
Dad.
remind him of. That was you.
What can you not
Told
believe?
ya.
Planted you in the hospital. 206-803-ROCK.
Next time, say, Dad, one of us is an Eagle Scout. Hello, Bill. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. Long time, first time.
Hola. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So when I was about, it was the summer before third grade. This is back in the day. I'm 46, so there was no cell phones. But I was on the kitchen phone talking to my buddy. I was going to call him up and go over to play, ride my bike over there to go play. And I couldn't hear what he was saying while I was talking on the phone. And my mom was in the room, and she goes, switch ears. So I put the phone up against my left ear. No big deal. Everything came through just fine. Well, within a week or so, my mom had me at the doctor's office. Went to the audiologist. Turned out I went completely deaf in my right ear somehow.
Somehow? Like permanently?
Well, it lasted for about 4 or 5 years before it came back. But lost it completely, 100% loss in my right ear. Had to, had to go to the audiologist once a month, go in the soundproof chamber with the headphones on, and they're beeping different tones in my ears, and I got to raise my hand telling them if I hear it or not. But yeah, doctors, they gave me x-rays, CT scans, even did a sonogram on my head, trying to figure out what happened. They never figured out what happened. And 3 or 4 years later, or 4 or 5 years later, it just mysteriously came back. One day it was just 100% back.
Did it like pop or anything? Did you hear any? I mean, was there anything audible?
No, nothing. Nothing at all. It was just, I was a little kid, third grade or so I didn't really notice anything. But the closest that the doctors could come up with is, I grew up a swimmer. I was a club competitive swimmer in the water for 2 hours a day, starting at age 6. So the best they could come up with was like some crazy infection in my ear that affected things, but they never found an infection in my ear.
That's almost more terrifying.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen videos of those things that they put up to your ear and they clean them out? It's like a wash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's like a square box that you can look at all the crap as it's coming out. I watched one of those videos last week. I'd never seen that before. And I'm like, I wonder how much crap is in my ear.
Were you alarmed?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I look like a tapeworm came flying out of there. I'm just like, geez.
You ever had him put the thing in there and take some out?
No.
Because I was showering and sounded hollow on one side of my head. So I go to the doctor and they're like, oh man, we got to flush your ears or whatever. And I mean, it hurts, but they put something in there and they pull it out, and it was like, and it was like, just this nasty little thing. But I mean, I could hear it perfect again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
can you buy those? Are they like for home, or is it
the little square one?
Yeah, is it something the doctor has?
You could use those.
Golly, man!
Now I'm tempted.
Mike, have you seen this video?
Yes.
Jeez, a whiz! You cannot believe what's in your ear.
I don't want to see this.
Yes, you do.
I think those are extreme cases, but I wanted to do that too.
I think it's just regular Joe Schmo doing it.
Didn't you get your ears cleaned out or checked? And they were like, actually, you have very clean ears, Mr. Montgomery.
I go to the doctor here in a couple weeks. I don't know, but either way, man, I'd use that thing just to see what's shot out of there.
Why don't we do it on the show?
Yeah. Who's got the dirtiest ear?
Who's got the dirtiest ears?
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for Seattle businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Honestly, I'm giving away $100,000. $1,000 at a time until it's all done there. What you want to do is download that Odyssey app, and when you listen to this fine radio program and station, listen for an hour, and you'll get an opportunity to win $1,000. So every day, if you listen for an hour, that's another chance for you to win. I don't know if they're giving away at the end of the week or whatever the deal is.
Either way, it's $1,000.
Drawing names, but either way, a chance to win $1,000. Download the Odyssey app, sign in. Sign in. Sign in is the most important thing. The way they can identify it. And hopefully you'll win $1,000. And you can call us and take us out for drinks. Our question, what can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
I'm going to start using that as a pickup line.
What's that?
I'd like to sign into your app.
You let me know how that goes. Hey, man, if it works for you, we'll all start saying it.
Yeah, I'm about to download something.
Yeah, on you. Hello, John. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hola.
Oh, no, it's a floppy disk.
So, about 6 or 7 years ago, I had an abscess tooth, and I knew it was abscessed. I've had quite a few of them. And so I was just dealing with the pain and gargling Listerine and whatnot to help take care of any germs or whatnot. And so then I eventually, it got so bad to where the infection had spread to my blood and was traveling up into my chest. I could see all my chest veins popping out.
And so I went to the dentist, and they said, you need to get to the hospital immediately. They asked me if I needed an ambulance. I said no. I just drove myself to the emergency room, and they got me right in there. And I ended up being there for about a week. My cheek had swollen up to about the size of a baseball, and then they had to do an exploratory surgery and all kinds of good stuff. So make sure you guys take good care of your teeth.
Yeah.
I do take care of my teeth.
I mean, was that anything that you can control by good oral hygiene, or was that just something that was going to happen one way or another?
No, I mean, if you just take care of your teeth, and if you feel something going on, go in and get it checked out. But yeah, if I were just taking better care of my teeth, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who just don't.
We had a text came in earlier, said, man, it's just not something I did, but kind of the same situation where anything that happens in your mouth tends to spread to other parts of your body. I found that out, and I'm pretty good about taking care of my teeth, but like anything, there's only a limit to what you can do. So I was at the dentist, was last Thursday, I think, and they did the deep clean. I mean, this woman gets up in your stuff, right, which I appreciate, but certain things are out of my control, because when she's done, the dentist comes by, looks at the x-ray, and then tells me the same thing every time, which is, well, you have a high mineral count in your saliva. No particular reason why. It's not anything you eat. I don't know if it's genetic. She's like, some people have it, some people don't. You do. So your teeth are always fighting that off. So even though I'm taking good care of my teeth, the high mineral, I'm like, well, that sucks. She's like, yeah, it does. But
I'm take a pill to change that or anything?
That's the thing. There's nothing like that. Basically, it is, in my case, and my teeth are in pretty decent shape. So it's not that, but they're just gradually going to get worse because my own mouth is working against them. But basically, for me, they're like, use the water pick. It's the best thing you can do. Just get into the gums. But that's just going to hold things off.
Does that make you more susceptible to like the Michael Douglas situation?
I don't know. Well,
I mean, what
based on what he said, that's up to my wife. So if I end up getting look, that's a hard-earned throat cancer. I'll take that over smoking cancer any day, right? But I don't know. I mean, basically, it's just the erosion of your teeth, but that's not good because the erosion, that means the enamel goes down so they can get more infected. But so far, so good, and I'm there once every 4 months anyway for the deep clean. And then my kid, he had a little hypochondriac that he is. He'd convinced himself that he had a cavity like 2 weeks ago. And we're looking at his mouth, got the flashlight. And I'm like, bud, the thing about a cavity, it's not hard to spot. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not a dentist. You might just have a toothache. There might be something stuck in your gum. And this is like for 2 or 3 days. And I mean, like, he's getting real nervous because he had a dentist appointment scheduled anyway. Right, so he knew that was coming, and now for about 4 days, me and my wife are just feeling the only conversation he wanted to have is, well, if I do have a cavity, what do you really do? They take care of it, they handle it. Look, it's not the end of the world. It happens to a lot of people. They deal with this stuff every day. Really, there's no bad thing. He does not want the dentist messing around his mouth, so he's almost in tears the day he has to go to the dentist just out of paranoia. Keep in mind, he's not in pain anymore. The toothache had gone away. I believe it was just something stuck in his gum. He got to the point he was brushing 4 or 5 times a day. He's still on this, man. Like, his tooth maintenance is this ridiculous. Tooth maintenance, brother. He's all about it, right? He goes to the dentist, and I got to tell, we're at work, and just the relief in his text, like, Dad, no cavities, might need braces. All right. Well, no, that irritated me. I'm like, well, a cavity's a lot cheaper than braces, man.
How much do braces cost these days?
I'm about to find out. He used to go back.
I'm not sure.
But I think, like, all of his friends have braces right now. Pretty much. I mean, like, none of these kids had them. And then in the last year, almost all of his friends have gotten braces. So yesterday, we had a little thing we did with the kids. They were chatting about it in the car because 2 of them have braces. And they're like, well, it's not that bad. And they're siblings, okay? So the one goes, well, they're not that bad because I just got them here and here. And then the brother's like, they were bad for you, man, but, like, I had to get the full mouth thing, right. So it really depends. I don't know. He's not worried about it, so I don't care. But I will find out the cost in next Thursday, I believe, is when I'm going to find out how much it's going to. I would rather him have a cavity. Cavities are a lot cheaper than braces, brother.
I got, there's a couple pictures. My mom's got all the pictures from growing up. And when I had braces, for about 2 weeks after they were taken, I had them on for 3 years.
Wow, that long?
I do, because I had an overbite. So
they got to stay on for a while.
Yeah, they do. It's like 18 months or something like that.
They were trying to correct an overbite and some other things. And I guess it was a little more complicated on the bottom, whatever. But anyway, I could not, when they took them off, because of the way it adjusted my jaw, I was having a hard time chewing.
You weren't used to chewing that.
I couldn't chew. Like, I couldn't. It was just weird for me to eat. It was just the damnedest thing. And my mom, she says, like, okay, here's you, like, 3 weeks after you got your braces taken off. And I'm like, I don't even look like the same person. She's like, yeah, you lost like 15 pounds.
Oh, just for the inability to kind of eat.
Yes. Like I just wasn't, I just would chew real slow and it just didn't.
That makes sense.
I didn't
Stuff
feel
gets
good.
caught in there. Like, I don't know how braces are nowadays, but I remember, like, everybody I knew that had them, it was like a pain in the butt to eat.
Someone says 10K on the
someone says 10K, someone else says 4K. Either way, it's not awesome. But
that doesn't really get covered, does it, on your dental plan? Because is that more not cosmetic than not?
But it's ridiculous because, like, your dentist doesn't care what you look like. So to me, it's not cosmetic if they recommend braces. It's like, look, if you have an overbite, it does lead to more difficult eating food, just the way you're going to grind food up, and et cetera. So to me, if the dentist says do this is not plastic surgery because your face is ugly. It's like, look, the dentist is saying your jaw is crooked or your teeth are growing crooked or whatever it is, and I don't remember what it is with him. Yeah, someone says 10K, someone else says 4K. And what we're waiting to find out is it like the wire kind of braces that go on the mouth, and sometimes they put them up front, sometimes they can do them from the back, or is it like what's the Invisalign, whatever
that's
the
way,
plastic thing?
way beyond my my.
Well, that's what we're waiting to find out.
I had the most remedial ones. It was just,
right.
It's like Jaws looking.
So we're going to find out. But either way, I hope insurance covers it because I'm looking
You'd
at
be
these prices.
shocked at the stuff they try to call cosmetic.
I know, but I'm like, dude, it's the dentist. My son did not go to the dentist and say, I don't like the way my mouth looks. Can you fix my teeth? They're telling a 12-year-old child that if things progress the way they're progressing, it's just going to be worse for you. You're not going to die, but it's going to be worse for you later in life. Like, to me, this is not cosmetic. I'm preparing for a fight. I already know that's going to happen.
They try to give you that crap with your varicose veins?
Correct.
They did.
Yeah. The doctor was very nice and smart about it, and he was like, because it's a specific, like, clinic that would do it. And they kept denying. I mean, they denied that claim for 3 or 4 years. And then finally, the one doctor was just like, that's painful.
Yeah.
You know, like very painful on the pain scale. And I was like, you're right.
It is
very painful.
And I mean, eventually they can rupture, you know, so so then they're like, okay. You know, but I mean, by the time I got it done, that doctor was like, Jesus, man, this, like, you should. I was like, I tried to get it done years ago. But
do they come back?
Yes, unfortunately, it will in time.
Okay. Well, I'm hearing here. So I've seen anything from $4,000 is the cheapest I've seen for braces. And again, this probably depends on what kind of braces your kid had. Up to $12,000. Someone else said that $3,800 for my kid. That was with state insurance. Someone else is looking to bite, B-Y-T-E. I use them for 15 weeks. My teeth are perfect, $109 a month. I can live with that.
All right.
And then someone agrees with me. Let's say braces are not cosmetic. If your teeth are crooked, it can cause tooth erosion, heart issues. My son just had the wire still. Yeah.
Look, hopefully I'm wrong. I'm just saying after that.
We know how insurance is.
Right,
I'm going to
correct.
have to argue with insurance.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803.
I don't think I need to say this, but for the record, I am not on a big insurance's side.
No, I'm not. And I will tell you what, when that tree fell in my yard, I won't say what company we have, but, you know, they're hemming and hawing about this. So finally I just said, look, I understand you guys don't want to cover that. That's fine. But I've been in this house at that point for 9 years, and we've paid you every time. We've never had to call you. So refund my 9 years worth of money. I want every dime back because what I'm asking you to pay for is considerably less than I'm giving you. What do you know? Magically, the next day, they managed to find a settlement. Because I was like, look, I will come to the office and pick up my money. How do you want to do this? But I'm letting you know, negotiation part is done. And now I'm telling you things, and it might be scary to you, and it should be. But I want my 9 years worth of money back that I paid you, and I have it itemized. So how do you want to work this? And it's like, hold on, Mr. Hill. Okay, we talked to our manager. We'll send someone out tomorrow. There you go.
Nice.
It's pretty goddamn easy when you're terrified, isn't it? Sorry, man. You got to play that card sometimes. Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Hey, Ted, I wanted to thank you for your recommendation of the paddle. We went there about a month ago, and we really enjoyed it. It's our kind of place, so thanks a lot.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, I like the paddle pub up at Stanwood.
Ah, okay.
It's one of my local haunts. Right there on the lake.
Yeah.
Everywhere is one of your local haunts. I'm pretty convinced of that.
We're going to be there this weekend because we're actually staying nearby at our an RV camp place. So, I'll be there this weekend.
I will be across the river in Bremerton at Pub 884 on Saturday.
There you go. Hey, and also I came across one of those Jimmy shirts. I'm going to send that tomorrow, so you should get it Thursday.
Those are cool.
This story is I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, and so I've been to the ER more than like 15 times. And I think I've called in and told you a couple of stories. But
do you get a punch card at some point, like, hey, coming for the 10th time and it's on us?
It used to be I was in there almost every year, but I haven't been for a few now, so it's been pretty good. But so this is when I was in my 20s, and I'm an idiot. So early 20s, I am trying to impress this girl I was recently dating. We're at my place. We're having drinks. I slammed down this beer. This was kind of later in the evening, and thought it would be smart and cool to break the bottle over my head.
Oh, no.
And, yeah, glass went right into my skull. So it went from being cool to blood dripping down my face and her taking me to the ER.
And did you ever get the girl?
Oh, I ended up marrying her.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, we're divorced now for 8 years. But no, it worked, I guess.
I guess for the time being, yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, that.
What kind of beer was it?
I think it was a Corona, so it wasn't even a really smart one to hit you over your head. So, but you know, when you're in your early 20s, you're just like you don't think about those things. And
no, you're right.
You're right. Next thing you know, you've got blood dripping down your face. So
yeah. But what can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this is about 10 years ago. I was a senior in high school, and I was just at school like a normal day, and then I was going up some stairs, and I kind of noticed I was, like, getting super tired, and I was, like, kind of coughing a little bit, and I was like, okay, there's something kind of wrong with me because I'm continuously coughing. I'm really fatigued. So I left school early that day. I went to, like, the local, like, walk-in clinic to see what was wrong. And I thought I was sick or something, but they're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on, so let's give you an X-ray. And they gave me an X-ray, and it turns out my lung was collapsed.
How did your lung collapse?
So what happened was it's called a spontaneous pneumothorax. So it just happens just out of nowhere with no explanation.
Oh, cool. So you just made everyone real comfortable.
So you had just one lung you were using?
Well, I guess so. She said it was 75% collapse, and to this day, I don't know what that means. Like, how can it be, like, 3/4 collapse? But, yeah, they said it's pretty common in, like, tall, skinnier males.
Oh, so cool. I'm good.
That category.
Dead safe. I'm not. So is it something that can happen again? Is it something you have to be aware of?
They said it can happen again. So that first time it happened, it was my right lung that was collapsed. And then I was in the hospital for about a week because of that. And then they finally discharged me, and then they took one more X-ray before I left just to make sure everything was fine. And then I left the hospital, and then I got a call about an hour later saying, hey, you got to come back. Your left side is now collapsed.
Jesus, man. Wow.
So that went on back and forth between, I want to say maybe 2 months, where each lung would just keep collapsing over and over again for a total of like 4 times.
And is there anything that they can prescribe you or anything they can suggest, or you just have to hope and wait it stops?
So they gonna just hope and wait, and then they have some tubes in me that they keep in there to like keep it up, I guess. And then once they feel that it's ready to be pulled out, they'll pull out the tubes and then they'll call it good. But it can definitely happen again.
Yeah, I'd be like, leave the tubes, man. Just leave them in there. I feel much better about that. If you're telling me, well, these keep them up, well, then keep them in there.
What can you not believe landed you in the hospital? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, back when I was with my parents, high school, I built myself a couch in the garage out of plywood and 2x4s, so that way I could play Rock Band and my Xbox all out in the garage for all hours of the night. Well, my parents didn't like the plywood couch, so they bought me a better couch. I was like, oh, cool. Well, I had my buddy over, and we were just slamming on some Rock Band. Then we sat on the couch, and one of the couch springs popped out.
Ooh.
And big old dip in there. And I was like, oh, no, they just bought this couch for me. I better, reach in there and frickin' fix it. So we flip it over, cut a small slit in it, and then I grab a pair of vice grips, and I try to put it back into the slot hole that it popped out of. Well, the vice grips flipped, and then the couch springs do what springs do and sprung back and sliced through my hand from the beginning of my thumb down to my wrist.
Jesus, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So my buddy Steven had to call my parents that were out of town. Well, not out of town, but out at a restaurant. They're like, "Hey, you guys might want to come back home and take me to the ER." So they ended up doing that. I'm like, well, this was probably a little bit more expensive than just buying a new couch. So they took me to the ER, and I got like 13 stitches in my hand, and I got down through like all the layers of that. You could see tendons and all the other fun stuff. So, and the best part was that I had a job interview the day before, and I was supposed to start the day after I cut my hand, and I was like, oh, great. And I was a buster, so I had to wear a glove for the first like couple months.
Always a good look. Damn.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, man, spring, especially the guy told me.
I thought you were going to tell me he just popped up and went in the no-go hole.
Yeah, my buddy Tony, it was his testicles. And granted, it was our first place, so everything we had was a hand-me-down. It's all run down, whatever. And we knew one of the springs kind of poked out of the chair, but everyone was super aware of it, so it's just where he chose to sit. And Tony, not thinking about it, I guess he sat directly on the spring. Anyway, we're all going to get up to leave to go to the bar. Tony stands up, and he takes the weight of the chair, lifts it about half an inch off the floor.
My God.
A whole chair. It's like not super far, like half an inch. He screams this blood. We don't know what's going on. And he drops back into the chair, just grabs his nads, man. We're like, oh, no, man, was that the spring? And he's all pissy being him. I'm going to sue you guys. We're like, you're not going to sue us, Tony. Just
sue you guys.
You're not going to sue. He was so mad.
Oh, coming up, we're going to sit and spin. We've got 10 songs that say guitar and then play guitar. And we get your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for Seattle businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a Seattle business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Looking for a great deal on a John Deere compact tractor? Don't miss this special offer. Right now, Pape Machinery is offering 0% financing for 84 months on select John Deere compact utility tractors. Pick up a premium John Deere machine and start transforming your property today. Stop by Pape Machinery Ag and Turf at 830 Evergreen Street in Linden to get started. Financing offer valid through July 31st on approved credit only. Eligible models include 1 Series, 2 Series, and 3 E-Series tractors. See dealer for details.
Question for you. What business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious Seattle businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up, we'll sit and spin. We have 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar. But first, time for a few emails to The Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Couple from our question, what can you not believe landed you in the hospital? Guys, I was in Chelan with some friends floating, drinking in the lake for a couple weeks ago. Wife is telling folks the story about the time I had appendicitis. And in my CT scan, they noted that I had some kidney stones. This made her super happy, as she's had tons. And I'd finally feel what she felt when it comes time to pass him. Kind of evil, right? Anyway, I woke up the following morning with a nasty ache in my gut. Thought maybe I drank too much. Felt like I got kicked in the boys, and it wouldn't go away. So finally, opted to go to the ER. Turns out it was a massive kidney stone that was too big to pass. Wife got her wish. The Rock of Gibraltar is still in there today, but it luckily stopped hurting. I'm having a procedure to have it broken up so I can pass it. Good times ahead, boys. That from Irish. Guys, went to bed as normal that night, and when I woke up, my knee was swollen the size of a cantaloupe. Could not stand on it at all. Had to help getting dressed, and off we go to check out the knee. Doc asks, how'd you hurt your knee? I answer, I don't know. This goes back and forth a couple of times. Told him went to bed, as normal as ever. Woke up, swollen knee. Figured the foot got twisted in the shoes and tore both meniscus. Out of commission for a few weeks on that one. That from the Elk Plain Drifter. As we move on to the birthdays. Gentlemen, I want to say happy birthday to my daughter, Ariola. Ariella?
Hopefully, Ariella.
She's 11 today. Amazing little person. Super proud of her and love her very much. She's been playing music on piano and guitar for 3 years and now starting to make her own music. So can she please get a reverse farts, a happy Chinooka, and the captain talking about his time in the Bahamas. That from Mom, Dad, and 3 sisters.
Happy Chinooka.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. 11 years old. Well, guess what? As soon as we heard that, the lawyers walked back into the studio and sitting around me with non-disclosure papers, but I will say I had a fine time when I was in the Bahamas with all of my mascots as we were just sitting on the beach and drink non-alcoholic beverages and certainly didn't do anything that's illegal. But there was a time we wanted to get 20 miles off the coast because that's international waters, and we got a thing for doing some strange stuff. But you're only 11, and you don't need to know. Just enjoy crunch berries. Actually, don't. They're bad for your teeth. Crunch berries.
Guys, I want to wish my husband a very happy 36th birthday. Awesome husband and dad to our 2 kids. We love him and wish him all the best. Love the show. Rock on. That from Alyssa, who says, can we get a bong rip, turtle sex, and Coach Ted about talking about being over 35. Thanks, guys.
All right, over 35. I can only speak from my experience, but sometimes you wake up and you go, hey, Mike, I don't know what's going on with my hip. I think I have a hip flexor. He said, what'd you do? And I said, I slept wrong. Yeah, being over 35 is dope.
Guys, awesome show. Would you please throw out a happy birthday to my old lady, Shelby? Fish sandwich and maybe some dirty Germans. Thanks, guys, and have a great day. That from Ben.
$2 get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, it's good that your name is Shelby because I plan on driving you like a true muscle car.
Oh, yes, that's a good reference point, Sam. Yeah, maybe use the stick shift.
Yeah, I'll bring the muscle, you bring the ride.
Guys, please help me wish my husband and better half, Peter, pronounced Peter, a very happy 58th trip around the sun. That
Wait a minute,
seems
it's
old.
Peter? Pronounced Peter?
Yeah, pronounced Peter.
Yes. He just spent the last week in hot and humid Minnesota helping his mom pack up her house and take a move there, then enjoyed a day at the airport just trying to get home. So he probably could use a men's room IPA. And birthday wishes about right now. So, can you start off the celebration with some green beans, your penis is too swole, and the dirty Germans talking about how it feels to be that damn old. Thanks, guys. Up from Barb in Port Orchard.
Green bean.
What?
Green bean. Okay. Green bean. Green bean. Yeah, here's the thing. Of course, you're getting old. That means you're going to have all the aches and pains. But the good news is you have spent your time in what she says is hot and humid Minnesota. I get the feeling your penis will find its own Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, the funny thing is Eden's reading that email. She thinks it says your penis is swole.
Yeah.
It's small.
She's trying to make him feel better.
Yeah, so I guess that's why Peter only goes by Peter.
Guys, today's my mom, Shireen's 68th birthday. Let her know how cool of a job I think she did raising me and how much I appreciate her. I know that how much I respect the fact that she only quit smoking cigs and working 12 hours days recently because her oncologist literally made her promise. Now she only works 5/8 like the rest of us slobs. What a badass. So throw her a fart. I cut that bitch off. Vince Neil saying I just said that. And if the dirty Germans have anything about looking forward to 69 in next July, let her know. Peace out, bitches. That from Pat Rick, the prep cook.
I just said that. Cut that bitch off. Nick Calder.
Yeah, the thing you have to look forward to when you turn 69 is pink eye.
Yeah, I think it's amazing because next July I plan on celebrating 69 myself.
Yeah.
So just have to find the right person.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about a couple extra emails here. No subject. It says, love the show. Would love some men's room pickled eggs to go with the IPA.
We're working on that. The men's room pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs.
I mean, in theory, you could pickle eggs yourself.
No, but he wants men's room pickled eggs. All the demand for that. I'm sure that product will be out there real soon. Look for it in a jar at the dive bar near you.
We got some weird ones.
I'd eat them.
Guys.
You know what? I would try one.
I like pickled eggs, though.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's an egg and vinegar.
Well, yes, that is basically the whole thing, yeah.
Guys, this is Frank and Janice from White Center.
Hey, Frank and
Frank
Janice.
and Janice.
Yeah,
All right.
We were wondering, do you guys know where to get some turkey thighs? Can't seem to find them. Love the show. Thanks.
You know what? I would just go to a butcher.
I mean,
that'd be my best. Maybe the ID.
It doesn't
turkey
seem like they
thigh.
have much thigh, though, do they? I guess.
To say a turkey thigh is very specific.
Yes, it is.
I don't know why they have.
Maybe just buy the whole turkey, rip off the thighs, and then give the rest of the turkey to a shelter.
Well, I read that email and I sat there and I was like, wait a minute, right? Like you buy like the turkey breast, right? Like a turkey loin, like the legs, whatever. I was like, I don't know that I've ever seen a thigh.
Me neither.
But I have not looked either.
Sup, bitches? Sup.
There's also over in Burien, not that far from Waite Center, next to like the Big Five or something. I can't remember which Asian market it is, but they have some different stuff in there. Try there.
Okay. So, bitches, just finished listening to TV Time with Ted on the podcast there on the Odyssey app, and Miles brought up unexpected penis. This reminded me of trying to watch Righteous Gemstones with my 11-year-old daughter in the room while she was playing on her phone. Big mistake. We stopped watching that one when she was around due to the excessive man-dong. Gemstones is hilarious. So much so, I've bared through what is now expected penis. I asked my wife if this was enjoyable for her as much as TNA was for me. She said no. It was definitely not enjoyable. In the Gemstones, I have seen the helicopter dong, the strangled dong, old man dong, ex-satanic dong, just way too much dong. I would definitely recommend this show to anyone. Just don't watch it with your 11-year-old in the room. I love your show. Been listening since my daughter was in my wife's belly, and I thought Thrill was an old white man. LARPon, been listening to the best podcast in all the land for nearly as long. That from Spencer, the unofficial author of The Men's Room.
I will say this. That movie, I watched it once. I just didn't like that movie in general.
I've never seen it.
Is it a movie or TV show?
Movie, right?
I don't know. Yeah. Gemstones?
The Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, Jesus. Nope. My bad. I was
Okay.
thinking about a different movie.
Unexpected
Yes,
Penis.
I was thinking of Uncut Gems. And I was
is
like,
that Adam Sandler?
yeah, I was like, just kind of annoying, that dude.
Yes. All right, coming up, we'll drink a toast for the shot of the day, but first.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Oh, there we go. Today we're going to be talking a little guitar, playing a little guitar. There are certain lead singers out there that feel the need to just say the instruments so the guitarist will play. Very rarely do they do the other instruments in the band. Occasionally, it does happen. But guitar seems to be the most prevalent.
But I feel like they only say the other names of the instruments in the band if they've included guitar. Like, no one gets singled out, like, hit those drums. They might say guitar, bass, drums, but it's never just, give me some of that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe saxophone might get some love.
Saxophone.
Okay. If you got a saxophone player, it's rare.
But they don't go saxophone.
No.
They don't say it out loud.
Sexy with it.
You don't think...
I think also it's just a matter of where the guitar hits in the song. Because it's there the whole song, but I feel like you sing some verse or whatever, and I know Miles is about to shred. It's just like, guitar.
But here's the thing. We know. Like, we can. If he did not say guitar, it's like, we know this is the moment.
This is his part.
Can you just shut up for 1 second and just let him play?
Like Springsteen, he'd say, like, all right, get it, big man. And then Clarence Clemens would play. But he never said, like, get it, saxophone. Or anything for that matter. But guitar is the most popular of these. So today on Sit and Spin, we have 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 10.
Guitar.
Why would you even bring up C.C. DeVille?
Is he a decent guitarist?
He's actually not bad.
Okay.
Like, the music is stupid, but as a music, like, none of the musicians in this band are bad. They're really not. They just play stupid crap. But any one of them could definitely play better stuff. C.C. DeVille is probably the best musician in the band.
I bet they put on a pretty good show.
I mean,
sure
you know
they
what you're
do.
getting. As long as they play other people's music.
There would be
That's
chicks
all.
there.
There would be chicks there.
When they came around with Motley Crue and Def Leppard here recently at T-Mobile, they put on a great show. It was a ton of fun.
It was good.
It was awesome. Yeah, loved it.
Did they cover other bands or they just play their stuff?
They might have had a cover or two, but
Like
yeah,
that
for the
I
most
can
part, they
sit
played
through.
their
Was there a lot of hot chicks in their 50s?
Oh, you're damn right there was. There was some talent walking around there, man.
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar on Sit and Spin.
Number 9.
Oh, guitar.
All right.
Get your hand out of your pants, son.
It's Cake, right?
Yeah.
I love Cake, man. They actually
I like some of the music.
They're hit and miss. Sometimes they're good, as Deb would say. Sometimes they suck. It just depends on the night.
I don't listen to a whole lot of Cake. Well, I will say I was shocked that this was not a cover, given that not a whole lot of Jolene's get the title.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 8.
Now, I give Paul Stanley a pass because he's always been cheesy.
He can't help himself.
I mean, he might be one of the originators of cheese. Like, the man hit in 74.
That's a good song.
And at that time, you had, like, Sabbath and all that going on. They're a little heavier than... Then you got Kiss and Paul Stanley. This is a good song.
It's old enough. Maybe he's just remembering for himself. He's where the guitar comes in.
No, they did this at the Real Bowl. Actually, Ace Frehley was known to be on drugs all the time. He may have actually been telling Ace, like, guitar.
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 7.
I got a Dalmatian. I can still get
Now, this man's just a liar.
I can play the guitar like a mother riot.
That is not a riot.
That's a riot?
Every time we hear the song, he says that line, and we always finish it with, but not now.
He's writing right now.
I can play guitar like a mother effing riot. And then
He does that.
He's just proven he could play it.
But like a mother effing riot.
Yep.
That is not a mother effing riot.
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 6.
barely got that in there.
Let's play it like a riot.
Yeah, exactly. This is how you play if you say you can play like a mother effing riot.
I don't even know who plays guitar for Janet Jackson. Was it somebody who came in like a Slash of the world or something for Black Cat?
Probably. I don't know that she had she probably had her touring band.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as just, the original recording of the song, it just kind of sounds like a rock god,
I feel like pop does that a lot, right? Eddie Van Halen showed up, Slash shows up.
Sounds like a Maiden solo.
David Barry.
David Barry.
The album version of Black Cat, the majority of the guitar riffs are played by David Barry.
Okay. Do we know anything else about David Barry?
Not really.
Okay.
At least I don't. Maybe I can find this out.
At least I
What else has David Barry done?
Cartoons. These are 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 5. CC, pick up that guitar.
Jesus Christ.
I had to throw that one in there.
Maybe CC
Did
just
you
didn't
throw
know.
that in there?
He's not paying attention.
He doesn't know.
At
Like
this
every
point-
song, it's like, hey, listen, just don't forget to tell CC when the guitar part is.
Because you realize the difference in this song, he has to refer to him by name.
Yeah,
He's right last time I said guitar. He just looked at it. So this is like, CC, pick up that guitar.
And I mean, if you take all those guys in rock in that era, CC DeVille looks like whiskey and cocaine invented a human being. And he's just walking around.
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 4.
At least make shreds. Although I get the feeling for Vince, guitar's the name of a ribs place.
Fries.
And free fries. It's just a request. Pizza. It's our cue to order one. Make sure it's back here. Most lead singers go back to do a line of coke and use the bathroom. He's back there just eating pizza.
It's not easy to sing with a drumstick in your mouth.
That would be weird. Halfway through the show, you're all sweaty. Let me get a slice.
Cheese, cuz.
Is that Pagliacci?
10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 3. I know your name is Rita, 'cause your perfume is smelling sweet. Since when I saw you down on the floor. Guitar.
I give Rod credit. He makes you sound cool.
About to say, I'm giving Rod a pass, man.
Mike and I saw him last year. He was great.
I'm dating myself. Who was the lead guitarist for the Faces? Was that Jeff Beck?
He was in the Faces.
Was that Ron Wood? I mean, who is the lead guitarist in that band?
I would guess that was Beck over
Ron
Ron
is
Wood.
a lead. He's a rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Rod played guitar on that one. Hang on.
So he's telling himself to play guitar.
He's in the flow. He's like, hey, guitar coming.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be crazy if he cleared his throat once and he talks like Yoda?
Might have been Ronnie Wood.
Yeah, it was Ronnie Wood. Okay. These are 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 2. Guitar. Loaded.
How about the bass?
Now, they got most of it in.
Bitch ass Joe Elliott. Half-speed drums.
Just keep it slow for
Do
us.
what you can.
Jump.
Don't kill yourself over there.
You got one arm, man. Do the best you can.
One Nation Army.
I know.
These are 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar.
Number 1. Tell me what it takes to let you go.
Well, we've talked to Joe Perry again. I think you might need to cue homeboy.
That's me.
Oh, I play the guitar.
Hey, look, it's right there. I got a little strap around there. It's right there. Look at that thing.
That guy just kept talking.
Where did I get this?
Yeah, he wasn't the brightest cat we've ever spoken to, man.
Someone just put it around your neck. Oh, all right.
Oh, do that.
That's cool. There we go with
I'll play this one. You'll stop stinging.
Hey, we wonder why we don't get interviews anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go with 10 songs that say guitar, then play guitar. Coming up, we will drink and toast with
Thanks,
Sean
Stevie.
today. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Question for you. What business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious Seattle businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
On July 24th through the 28th, it's buy 2, get 1 free on Country Companion Feed. Buy 3, get 1 free on Sunglow Show Feed. And buy 3, get 1 free on large bags of Purina Feed.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Get more feed for less this week at your local Coastal.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up in minutes, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hart and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. 1/3 of people think that they have a way to strike it rich.
I read that. That's as far as I read. Did they give any of their ideas? Or
Well, of course not. It's their way to strike it rich. They're not going to tell you so that you can get rich off their ideas.
I would say go do it.
And then they're not going to do it so that they don't get rich off their idea either.
Right. That's how secretive it is.
If you truly have got an idea to go strike it rich, hit it with everything that you got, man. If you're that confident in it, go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely go for it. And I'm not even saying it facetiously. If you get your bag, man.
Yeah, why not?
If you've got the way to do it, go get it.
There's got to be. I don't think it's that crazy, though, that people have ideas about it.
Absolutely.
Right. There's a million ideas.
Right.
But can you fund it?
Right. I mean, I must say all the time, here's $1 million idea. I don't know if I actually believe it.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you've got an idea, run with it. Go with it. We need a little bit more innovation. We need a little bit more mix up what we got going on here. At least take the chance. Be as safe with it as you can, but take the chance.
Why not?
Yeah. I had one for golf, which was basically just put a seed into the middle of a ball, make the ball biodegradable, all right? So you only play 2 or 3 rounds. If you happen to lose the golf ball, then the golf ball dissolves.
There you go.
It's biodegradable, right? So good for the environment, but there's a seed inside.
Yeah.
So it could be a rose bush, could be a tree.
Well, now you're just planting weeds all over the golf course.
Now that you've lost the golf ball, but guess what? You planted a tree.
That's right.
So even though you lost the damn thing, it's going to do some good.
God, that would be funny.
Unless it's like some non-native species and they're like, damn,
Miles. Or one pops out, one tree pops out of the middle of a lake or pond.
Right.
Par 3.
There'd be so many of those lakes that are out there. Miles just planting a bunch of blackberry bushes out there.
Oh, God.
Crabgrass. Oh, that's great. Screw with people. Paris is attempting to curb its rat population ahead of the Olympics. That shouldn't be news, but I'm glad that they are getting up on it.
This is every city that hosts the Olympics.
Right. You know what?
In Brazil, they're like, well, it's not so much rats, it's people. So we're just going to displace thousands of them and build all this crap here. Paris, it's rats, but it's like, you're fine.
What happened when we got the All-Star game here? They cleaned up Soto.
Oh, yeah. Also,
right.
You couldn't find a homeless person.
Right.
In the area where the homeless people are.
Exactly. Just pull it together for a little bit here. Let's clean it all. Yep, I know. Spring cleaning here for this area.
Every penis was covered up.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, all the graffiti, all that stuff. And what kills me, I'm like, I get it on the one hand, but you go like, well, I know it's a television broadcast. You want to look good. We understand this.
Of course.
But we live here. Why don't you do that for us?
Yeah.
You know, the people that actually pay money to live in this freaking city. And that's any city,
They
not
got
just
your
Seattle.
money,
But
Steve.
like, that's a good point. No, we use your money to clean up for the telecast.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Every city does it, though.
We're pooling it for when it's time.
And it'll happen here when we host the World Cup.
Absolutely.
Spectacularly clean, every window washed, guaranteed.
We'll be the Emerald City from Wizard of Oz.
But you know, it'll be like it's like when you tell your kid to like clean up under your bed and you just throw everything in the closet. As soon as everyone rolls out of town, they're opening that closet door and all that crap's coming right back.
You bet. You bet.
Sometimes that's what luggage is for.
I know, exactly.
It's just jacking all in the bag.
Completely forgot I did that. Like, once over a piece of luggage, I was like, God damn it.
It's still clothes in there.
Yeah, right. I was looking for a piece of clothing not terribly long ago, and I'm walking around like, doggone it, I've searched all my freaking drawers and my laundry. The hell is it? Oh, it's in the bag that I never unpacked. That thing stinks. A new study claims a craving for ice could signal an underlying health issue.
A craving for ice?
Yeah, basically it was either like iron deficiency anemia or there's
thirst.
Yeah, thirst. Or it was like there's some compulsive need for no calorie foods and whatnot, and chewing on ice is one of them, and bad for your teeth. So don't do that a whole lot if you can avoid it.
Just suck on it.
Right. That's all you got to do. You're fine.
Oh, you're talking about ice still. My bad.
As far as pet names, have you guys ever used more of the old timey pet names in your life? Like we don't have a whole lot of pet names for a whole lot of people.
What do you mean,
in
like
our
Stella
lives.
or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Something that was from the way back then. Or did you guys ever? Were you ever called that by any older relative? They use any kind of older names for you? Any like Rockets or Ace or Tiger?
No.
I don't know.
I've been called this before.
Not without being
Hey, little.
I've been called genius, but they never meant it.
Sure. You know what? That's fair, though. You know, I feel like that was
yes,
going out the window.
genius. That's it. Like, okay.
Exactly. Well, that's just proof that there's a handful of those old-timey pet names that are on the way out.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 old school pet names that are a no-go for younger generations. I have a good friend from Chicago.
Really?
Adore her immensely. However, she used to go around calling me darling. This is not the wind-swept plains of Oklahoma in 1892. Nor is it a Conway Twitty song. Also, do not do what my drafting instructor did when I was a sophomore in high school. He printed out a massive banner for his wife that said, "Happy birthday to the old battle axe." And they say romance is dead.
Yeah, the old battle axe. So these are old school pet names that are a no-go for younger generations. Bottom of the list there, they put schnookums. Anybody ever heard of schnookums?
Yeah. Not in real life. I mean, like I've heard it on TV and stuff like that, but not for real.
It's the kind of nickname that you'll use when you're just goofing around and feeling good with someone. Of course, not everybody's going to get it, but for those who do, it's a sweet way to keep things feeling light and loving. It's perfect for anyone who doesn't take life too seriously.
But you're not calling anyone schnookums because you're mad.
Right, and I do
Damn it,
feel...
schnookums!
I do feel like anytime I heard it was tongue-in-cheek.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard it more like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, pumpkin.
Anybody ever get honey bunch?
Yeah, my mom still says that from time to time.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, although
not toward me.
It's a name that you'd give someone whose kindness and generosity fill your life with sweetness. This person is always there with a smile and to bring some joy to you and like a sweet treat. And your little honey bunch.
Yeah, my mother still say that.
Oh, hey, honey bunch.
Hey, Mom.
She does. I feel like
She does.
Every time she calls us, hey, honey bun.
She probably has like 45 nicknames for me, and oddly, all of them are kind.
It's the only time
I mean, I always think back to like, teen years. Those are not the nicknames I was getting, but
Little S.
Yes. Yeah. Worse than that.
Yeah, I'll say probably a lot of first and middle name, too.
First and middle name, and I remember I really pissed her off one time, and my name became Mother Effer. And the S was about to hit the fan, man. I remember she had her back to me. I said something, and I just remember, you little mother effer. And I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah.
I don't think I ever got beyond the first and middle name.
Michael James. Yeah, so when I was little, because kids do take things literally, and I think I was like 5 or 6. I don't remember what the problem was. I just remember I was in my room. My mom was pissed, and she said, who do you think you are? And I looked at her like she lost her mind. I'm like, Stephen Gregory Hill. That's not the answer to give. Sure. But I was not being an a-hole. I was just answering the question. I thought she was suffering cognitive decline.
Old school pet names that are a no-go for younger generations, they go with pet. Ever heard anybody called Pet?
There was a Sunday comic where the guy called his wife Pet, and I can't remember what it was. And I always thought that was weird.
Pretty straightforward and sincere way to let them know that they're important to you. This nickname doesn't really pop up anymore because most people would rather go for something a little bit more personal. Even so, there's something genuinely sweet about the simplicity and warmth of this one.
Pet. When you say pet to me, I mean, other than a penthouse pet to me says we are not equal.
How about the name Tiger? Whenever you called someone Tiger, you were saying that they had a lot of spunk and spirit. It worked for someone who was lively and spirited but not afraid to chase their goals.
Ted is the only person I've heard call people Tiger. But it's get over here, Tiger. VD. It's a real enthusiastic kind of,
VD to this day.
VD does it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tiger.
You're welcome. I don't mind that one, though.
No, that's good.
And you're right, it is kind of funny to be like, get in here, Tiger.
Exactly, man.
Bring it in.
Old school name for that women would use to describe their boyfriend. It's their beau.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
It's an old classic that sadly isn't really used anymore. It's got a southern gentleman feel to it, and women use it to talk about their male sweethearts.
I don't know if my wife calls me Bo if I'm not around.
I've heard Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. I wonder if that's how it kind of morphed.
I think Boo probably just came from Bo.
Boo.
He's my boo. She's my boo.
I'm her boo. She's my boo.
Anybody ever get Buttercup?
Oh, that sounds grandparent.
Facetiously again, but yeah.
It was a nickname straight from the garden and made it clear just how much of a positive influence the other person was. Again, these are old school pet names that are a no-go for younger generations.
And I'm with Thrill. I feel like by this day and age, if somebody's going to call you Buttercup, like, listen up, Buttercup.
I think you're candy.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you going to do about it, Buttercup?
I was like this.
Hands are about to fly, typically.
Why don't you stay in your car?
I always like this one, but it was never directed my way. But in the roaring 20s, being Ace meant that you were a big deal or best of the best. Fortunately, this nickname was kind of lost its edge thanks to the newer slang that's taken the stage. But even so, Ace still has a natural ring to it. Makes you sound confident.
It's condescending.
It's
like Captain. All right, Ace. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you. Ace is I would use it, but I don't know.
Even if you mean it as a compliment, no one's going to take it that way.
Like, I remember once years ago being at a party, and this drunk guy kept being like, but you're a real top dog, or whatever. And after a while, I look at my cousin, I go, I can't tell. But I'm getting to the point where I think he is blatantly making fun of us to our face. But he was like so wasted. Right. We had never met the guy, so we were like, is this just what he says? Like, he's like, you guys are real top dog. All right.
Like your funny words, Magic Man.
Yeah. I will say this. This was one of those things where, like, you go to, like, a house party, you show up a little later in the night, and everybody is just effed up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they've been ingesting stuff, they've been drinking booze, so it's kind of what I was like, I don't know with this top dog guy. He is pissing me off, but I'm not sure.
He's going to be over here.
Right, because he also hugged us 3 goddamn times. It's like, all right.
Are you cool or not, man?
Yeah, right. Are you blacked out?
And then this is the number one old school pet name that is a no-go for the younger generations. Anybody ever heard? Sugar.
Oh, God, yeah.
Down
I got
south.
family in Texas, brother.
That's fair.
That is your name. That's everybody's.
Down south, Sugar's a pet name that people still use sometimes, but it's not as popular in other places. It's one of those nicknames that feels so homely whenever you hear it, no matter who it's coming from. Perhaps all those modern health kicks and trends have kept this term in the past.
Hey, Sugar.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's sugar down there. Or baby boy. Or baby girl.
That's right.
You could be 75 years old. Oh, baby boy.
Still,
that's just...
And you lose about 30 years off your life when you hear that.
You do.
Down you go. A model in the UK had a surgery that went horrifically wrong, and I'll give you all the details at 5:50.
Okay. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line. For profile, visit 206-803-ROCK. Have we made it to drinking time?
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for Seattle businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a Seattle business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Question for you. What business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious Seattle businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
On July 24th through the 28th, it's buy 2, get 1 free on Country Companion Feed, buy 3, get 1 free on Sunglow Show Feed, and buy 3, get 1 free on large bags of Purina Feed.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Get more feed for less this week at your local Coastal.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast an unidentified dog. Yeah, an unidentified dog. Thank you, Mike. For anyone who did not know, that is the rough sound they made. And the dog's from somewhere. Now, we don't know much about the pooch, as all the info we have is reduced to a video. But all we can tell you is that it appears to be an older retriever of some kind, and it is seemingly suffering from some type of gastrointestinal distress, at least by the expression on this dog's face. Now, I do feel bad for the pooch, but it did let out an 18-second long fart, and that is what we're toasting, because on this show, that is what we toast. And again, this dog does not look happy, but here we go. And we're done. That scrapping you hear is the dog walking across a hardwood floor, kind of dragging his ass.
That's an old dog, too. He's got some gastro problems,
Yeah, dude.
man.
The dog looked, just the look on his face. You actually feel bad, but I was like...
Well, he looks like he's trying to poop on the floor inside, and
He's
all
trying
air.
to pass something, and he does not accept the gas itself. What do you eat? I don't know, man, but I hope that dog feels better soon. In the meantime, you're being toasted, my friend. Who's a good boy? So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola. Yeah, let it play out.
Yummy.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please start going on Profile This is Played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Devin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. All right, Devin, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have a choice of one of three stories. Today, we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have Hit Me With Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Gotta go with my bread and butter. Animalize it.
All right, animal control officials in the state of Connecticut. They're asking residents to be on the lookout for an escaped pet. Middletown Animal Control said the animal's owner, a woman named Jessica, she noticed her pet had escaped from its enclosure, but had initially assumed it was still somewhere inside of her house. Well, local authorities later learned the pet had been spotted wandering at Town Place Apartments. They say residents who spotted are being asked to get in touch with Animal Control or the pet's owner. So we don't have a lot to go on, but that's the story. The question is, what kind of pet escaped and is now wandering around? Is it a pet iguana? Is it a pet snake? Is it a pet monkey or a pet tarantula? So iguana, snake, monkey, or tarantula. What pet escaped from her place and is now wandering through Middletown, Connecticut?
What do you think, Miles?
I want to go snake.
Ted?
You're saying it's wandering around the town because she said that, or people have seen it?
People have actually seen it. She thought it was still in her home, and then they started getting reports like, look, I'm doubting there's more than one of these in the general area, so we've seen it wandering around the apartment complex.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a snake would be harder to see.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
That's why I'm thinking it's... I don't know. Maybe iguana? Because you're right. There can't be too many of those in Connecticut.
I would doubt it.
I'm going iguana.
Iguana for
well, and right, and also, like, iguana, I guess you can get away with not feed. I feel like a monkey you have to feed every day.
I'm assuming, yeah. So where are you going, Ted?
Monkey probably just make himself more visible more often.
Okay. What pet escaped there? Was it an iguana, a snake, a monkey, or a tarantula? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for Seattle businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a Seattle business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
It's time to dust off your glove, grab your bat, and hit the road for some baseball. But before you head to the game, make sure your ride is in top shape. At Axton Automotive, our skilled mechanics ensure your vehicle is running smoothly so you can focus on cheering for your team. Don't strike out this spring. Get your car ready for baseball season. Visit AxtonAutomotive.com or call 360-685-7976.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories analyzes on Profile. This Connecticut officials asking people to be on the lookout for someone's escaped pet. They got out into one of the neighborhoods. Question is it an iguana, a snake, a monkey, or a tarantula?
And Devin, that is the very question we posed to you. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. He went with the snake. It was not a snake. Devin, you agreed with D. Ted Smith. Both of you guys went iguana.
Iguana.
And you are correct. Yeah. Or iguana escaped. It's crazy to me. Well, maybe not a monkey. You go, I just thought my pet was somewhere in the house. It's an iguana. They're not tiny.
No.
I feel like you would know if it's a tarantula and a snake. I could see you going I thought it was in.
I just feel like a snake outside of a king cobra. If you don't know snakes, you just feel like, oh,
it's
God, a snake.
Yeah, good point.
Whereas, a monkey you would know. I'm like, iguana seems like it could sneak out.
Mm-hmm. Apparently it did.
Now for all the TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Seth Meyers.
Okay.
The Jimmies.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Stephen Colbert. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title always guys have teams of talented writers helping come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
I don't know if you guys saw this, but a orange lobster was rescued from a shipment of lobsters delivered to a Red Lobster in Colorado. Now it's been rescued by the Denver Zoo. But since it's Denver, nobody just told them that's what cooked lobster looks like.
I think it's Fallon. I think it might be you, Ted.
That is me.
Lobster shave.
Yeah.
It's lobster shave.
Well, they saved it because it's orange. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what's going on in Denver, but if you got something old that might be done, just send it there.
I can't believe the people who packed that thing did not notice that. You're like, look, it's not Red Lobster. They're buying the lobsters from other places, right? So if you're a lobster fisherman or if you're working at a cannery or whatever, you wouldn't identify something that was that unique and different. Like if the damn thing were blue. Sure. They go, oh, God, it's blue lobster. This thing's orange. It doesn't look anything like a lobster.
What if the guy's colorblind?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought it was gray.
I mean, because if I'm in Red Lobster and I have a tank, I'm like, give me that one.
Yeah, I want the orange one.
The world is recovering from a Microsoft update glitch that caused the largest IT outage in history. Because of the outage, thousands of Delta flights were canceled. Meanwhile, Southwest was like, good thing we don't own any computers. Fallon.
The world is still recovering from a Microsoft update glitch that caused the largest IT outage in history.
Because of the outage, thousands of Delta flights were canceled. Meanwhile, Southwest was like, good thing we don't own any computers.
A Florida sheriff office is telling residents to stop taking pictures with a bear who clearly is not in the mood for photos. But if they just let the problem continue, it'll eventually fix itself.
Seth? Colbert.
Fallon.
Well, get this. A Florida sheriff's office is warning residents to stop taking selfies with a bear that is clearly not in the mood for pictures. Although if they just let the problem continue, it'll eventually fix itself.
All right, so we kind of, I can't remember if this is The Office, whatever, we were kind of joking about, with actors, when you have sex scenes, like a lot of times, the person you're acting with is very attractive.
Sure.
So for the male actors.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. You kind of like, and I guess they're saying, like, it doesn't happen every time to every male actor, but it definitely happens when you become aroused, and you could obviously deal with it. So there's an intimacy coordinator named Brooke. She says, quote, like, if this happens, and the guy's like, what am I supposed to do? She goes, I tell the actor to do a few push-ups or some jumping jacks. That moves the blood to a different location, and we're all good.
Oh, I would have said, picture Danny DeVito naked eating a can of beans.
Yeah, I guess it's very rare in your regular life that you would have, you're not a teenager, that you would just run into that. But I was like, that makes perfect sense. I never thought about that. Just get the blood to go somewhere else.
Another problem, like, I get what she's saying, but just knowing how those scenes are filmed, you're taking, like, 15 takes. So, like, there's only so many push-ups I can do before my arms, I got up to 30, by the way, before my arms are going to give out. So, like, look, man, by the 14th take, like, sorry, I have an erection.
Well, and jumping jacks seem like the natural one you should pick, because I think the push-up would hurt.
Also, I think, but you're getting the blood moving through your body.
Yeah.
So, to me,
Correct.
that actually stimulates that even more so.
It might.
I mean, because it's all just stuck down there.
Right.
I mean, like, once you get it moving, you're like, all right, well.
Oh, like, it was George C. Scott, the late actor, but he had said, when he's talking about filming love scenes, he said, look, man, basically, I say to the actress that I'm going to do the love scene with before the cameras roll, I apologize if I get an erection. I apologize if I don't.
I like also this intimacy coordinator talks about, like, the actors on set. Like, sometimes, who knows, there might be something between them.
Oh, right.
Like she says, but when we're at work, it should never be about their personal relationship. It should be about the characters.
Yeah, of course.
Sticking with sex here a little bit. Obviously, we got the Olympics starting this week. You have the opening ceremony on Friday. Everybody's seeing they have those cardboard beds again. And it's like you can't have sex on them. So this guy is an Irish Olympian. This is him just kind of testing it out.
I'm at the Paris Olympic Games and I once again have these cardboard anti-sex beds. When I tested them last time, they withstood my testing. Maybe I wasn't rigorous enough though. No, they passed the test. It's fake. Fake news.
I also don't understand, like, I guess the beds, whatever. I'm just like, these are athletes who most of them are in their early 20s. Like, they can have sex on the floor.
They can have sex anywhere they want.
Yeah.
And look, you can't stop them from having sex. At least at the previous Summer Olympics specifically, I like the fact they said, look, we know what you're up to. So they were giving out condoms.
They still give out condoms.
Yeah, we just want you to be safe about it. But, like, we know you're going to hook up. It's an international crowd. You have a common interest, obviously. But, like, the cardboard beds, like, really, guys?
Plus, you have a bunch of people from all over the world. Like, look, I assume if you run marathons and you're single, like, after the marathon, there's got to be some mingling going on between other marathons.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, let's say I'm a shot putter.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be somewhat realistic here. I'm not running the 100.
I heard they're difficult to go to.
But what's that?
Just the Olympics. Like, when you want to do something like, man, that would be cool. Well, if it's in your city, that's one thing. But just how far apart some of the venues are, depending on the city.
Yeah.
Just trying to get from point A to point B, getting the tickets. Are you going to watch track and field this day? There's a lot of competing sports that go on at the same time. Picking that sport, showing up. Apparently, it's a lot.
It is. And some of the sports you can get tickets to pretty easily, nobody cares about.
Equestrian, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I love sports. I'll watch the Olympics, and I have a lot of, like, destinations of, like, places I want to go, but I'm not sure the Olympics ever really shows up on there.
No. I mean, like, there's events at the Olympics that I find interesting, but for the amount of money that it costs, the travel time, et cetera, it's not worth it. I think I'd already have to have a vacation planned at the time it was happening, and I happened to be in the area. Like, I already had a trip to France booked. Then I go, okay, maybe I'll try to finagle tickets, but otherwise, no.
All right. Now, Miles, I don't know if you've seen this. I know you're going to get very excited about this. So, obviously,
I'm very excited about that.
Paris is the host city. France is the country. Surfing is part of the Olympics.
And right there on the coast.
Right. Paris obviously is not. Like, if you don't know what it looks like, Paris is pretty much almost in the middle. Not a little bit southern, I guess, whatever. So then it's like, you could go up. There was a few cities that were like, hey, we could host them, right? So, like, but now you're on kind of that, like, on the border of the channel with England and this and that. And it's not too crazy. You could surf in cold environments. But this year, the surfers, they're going to be over in Tahiti, which is French Polynesian.
Right.
And they're staying on a cruise ship.
Man, they got the deal.
Doesn't sound too bad to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially if you're a surfer, you're in a place that kind of works with you.
So when I first saw that, I was with you. I was like, that's good for them. Now, keep in mind, though, this is 10,000 miles apart.
Damn.
Right? Really? The other crazy thing I've heard is that where they're at, these waves are so massive that I guess like the Pro Surfers Tour will go there and ride these waves. But like until like a year or two ago, they wouldn't even let women compete at these waves because they thought the waves were too strong.
Okay.
So now, like a lot of countries are going to send surfers, frankly, that aren't top level. So like, I don't know. Like I saw that.
These are they're not like toe-in waves, are they? I mean, they can't be that big. I think you got to catch your own.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't know. I've just seen some pro surfers posting that are like, man, like, I don't know, this is the best call just because, again, you know what I mean? If you live, let's say you live in Iceland or somewhere cold, like you could probably make the Olympic team as a surfer because there's probably not that many surfers in your
right, but you're
country.
not a good surfer by comparison to everyone else.
Correct. So now you're going into some of the most dangerous like surf waves and stuff. Like, look, if you're a surfer, I'm sure it's dope. You're out there hanging out on that cruise ship and everything. I'm just like, man, I'm not going to say I'm worried, but it seems like it would be bad for the Olympics if somebody drowns in the surf.
Yeah, but it makes it more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know, there's a chance I will watch now. You know, there's a possibility that, you know, who knows what happens. But a lot of times you want to see the worst person compete. It sounds stupid, but do you remember Eddie the Eagle?
Yeah, the ski long, what's that, the long jump and ski?
Long jump. I mean, he called it long jump because, like you said, there was a guy out of England, and he was their best long jumper. Now, compared to other places that have mountains and snow, dude was absolutely awful, but he would stick his landing. It's not like he wiped out. He was just a big, chunky dude, right? He never caught a lot of air, basically just dropped to the ground. But every time he would ski, we were glued to the TV.
Jamaican bobsled
and the crowd went nuts. Because the people that were good, you're like, yeah, you did what we thought. But Eddie the Eagle, let's just watch this guy, go 8 feet, plow into the snow. And it sounds stupid, but either be the best or be the worst.
Right, and a lot of Olympic stuff, like there is people that, I mean, making the Olympics is a massive achievement. So there is a lot of people, but like, if you're really slow in the 100, like, unless you trip and fall, like, you're not going to get hurt.
Right. Yeah, that's the difference.
And we'll see some of that, especially when you have the team sports, right? You know, like the world has caught up a lot in basketball.
For sure.
But there's going to be some games, and frankly, our women's team is just going to dominate people. But there's definitely some teams that are going to be sending a group of Olympians, like when they have to play the men's NBA team, or I mean our Olympic team.
Olympic team. Same thing.
Right? Like you're going to be like, oh, I don't know about this one.
Remember, it used to be amateurs up until the Dream Team.
Yep. It was amateurs, but the problem was, right, some countries still somehow the amateurs were
professionals.
I mean, you think about
because in their country they have a professional sport for it.
You think about the Miracle on Ice, and that was the thing. These are college kids, these are high school kids, and they're taking on the best that the Soviet Union had at that time.
Right, you were playing a Russian team that had been together forever and like traveled and stuff and just played together.
And it's a Russian hockey team. I mean, just that alone, bad news.
Right. I mean, to this day, if you look at the NHL, and I have no idea, I am just guessing here. I would assume there's still a high percentage of like Russians and Canadians that make up hockey teams.
More than any other sport that is played in this country, I'm confident that you'll find more Russians in hockey than anything.
Well, you can say whatever you want about a Canadian team not winning a Stanley Cup. But when it comes to the Olympics, good night.
Yeah.
I mean, Canada's going to kill you.
Right. Well, right. The funny thing is that a Canadian team hasn't won the cup in forever. But obviously, there's a ton of Canadians
on every team.
Every team. So you're right. Canada, obviously, when you comes to hockey, is going to be one of the top dogs there. All right, Pete Davidson. We all know him. Comedian, SNL. I guess he was talking to somebody. They asked him about drugs and a recent stand-up gig. He said, quote, basically, he's like, look, I did coke, ketamine, all the effing pills, all that crap. All I have left is weed. So it's almost over, but I'm holding on to it for a little bit longer. Which...
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that helped you quit the other things, just have one thing. California sober, whatever.
Right, I'm with you. In retrospect, if you're popping pills and taking hardcore drugs, like, I don't know. I don't know how the other side of recovery works, but it seems like some people could still smoke some weed. It's like, if that guy wants to smoke weed, like, I'm not going to get on him. Like, good job getting off, heroin or call it pills, whatever they want. But like, you're on opiates and stuff. That is very hard.
It's like getting on him because he drinks Coca-Cola, but you're like, dude used to eat 3 boxes of oatmeal cream pies and 15 Twinkies.
Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah. At that point, it's fine.
Exactly. Let's see. Anybody? I don't think anybody in here did. I'm sure if you're married or you have a girlfriend, they watch Sex in the City.
Yes.
That was a big one.
It was
insane.
That was the woman's show.
I was going to say, so John Colbert, he obviously was on that show a bunch. He was also on Northern Exposure, to Sex in the City, Big Fat Greek Wedding movies, bunch of stuff. But he said he picked the wrong effing career to do with my life. He was on a podcast with David Spade and Dana Carvey. He said fourth quarter of his life and career has a lot of regrets. I've made a lot of money. I live in a beautiful home. People come up to me at every restaurant I go into. I'm a friend of the world. But it's not as far as fulfilling creative life work, I did not write one effing line. I didn't write one joke that made people laugh. So it's been unfulfilling on that level.
Yeah, I read that. I mean, I get what he's saying. So he's not complaining. He's like, oh no, dude, I made a ton of money. Make no mistake. He just wish he had been more involved in the creative stuff. I wish I'd written more. I wish I'd directed more episodes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, look, none of us are in that position. So you're right. But it's also like, yeah.
Be delicate how you explain what your disappointment is in your very successful career. I think that's all it is.
Well, he's also an actor.
Yeah.
And I feel like actors that like really want to do that stuff, like they make a conscious effort.
They do.
To kind of switch over, and it's like, keep taking big roles. And also, like, I don't know, they like you for your skill of acting. I get you didn't write the jokes and everything, but it's not like you're a comedian. It's not right.
When you do theater, when you do plays, when you do all those things leading up to when you get to that point, I mean, all you're doing is playing a role that someone else has played thousands of times. So the dialogue doesn't change, the lines don't change, but I still would think there's some fulfillment in performing and making those people laugh in the crowd if you got a funny line.
If you can hear it live, sure.
Yeah, that's something too. Like, I don't know, if I'm an actor and I'm unfulfilled, I'll go do, Shakespeare in the Park.
Well, a lot of people do that, right? You're a lot of actors look, man, think about musicians. They've been going to, we're playing the exact same songs all the freaking time. But when you hear the roar of the crowd, like, not so bad. And then some of them will write songs for other people or produce and still stick in the band. There's a million of them doing that right now.
Right, and there's people on the other side of that too. I mean, Chris Stapleton's a prime example. He was writing songs for everybody.
Probably.
And I forget, somebody finally was like, hey, man, start singing some of these because your voice is great, this and that. But the way I've heard the stories is basically he had to be talked into it. Is he was like, I just like writing the songs and collecting the money. And then he'd go to bars and sing. And they're like, you should be up front.
All right.
So, there you go.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic. With 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors: pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime. made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
Hi, and welcome to IKEA. How can I help?
Oh, my schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
Maybe it's time to embrace the joy of staying in. With comfortable beds, pillow and decor, mood lighting, and so much more, you can turn your bedroom into the place to be.
Oh, sounds like a dream.
We've got you. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create your dream bedroom today.
From fields to forests, warehouse to worksite, and shipping to storage, Pape delivers premier capital equipment solutions that keep the supply chain of the West moving. Pape keeps you moving.
The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Jack in the Box employee is run over by a car, all over a missing chicken strip. Meanwhile, a woman goes in for a breast surgery, then loses the tip. Boston man robs store with underwear on his head. A naked man in the town of Bath tells cops they will be dead. And a man from Nigeria breaks the Guinness record for twerking. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
At our top story, we go to the UK, where an influencer and model now regrets an impulsive bit of cosmetic work. She went to a clinic in Istanbul, Turkey, after a friend of hers had gotten a boob job there and wanted one for herself. The 19-year-old was unhappy with the look of her breasts and opted to get implants and a lift to make them look perkier overall, but it involved a nipple reconstruction. She was on the path to recovery when she noticed that the dressings on one of her breasts weren't clearing up and were getting gunkier. She opened them to find necrotic flesh on her breast with her nipple hanging on by a thread, eventually falling off.
God.
She tells the media that the botched procedure has put a damper on her ability to do her job as a model and is now disgusted with the way that her breasts look. She currently is waiting for the flesh to clear up before she can go and see a specialist in the UK to get this the procedure done properly.
A nipple reattached.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got to do this because as I scroll down, I saw this image and it's all blurred out. But at the same time, it looks horrifically painful. She said it looked like there's like a shark bite on the doggone thing.
They did not pixelate that enough.
No, they didn't. The discoloration is all you need to know.
It looks like if Minecraft made a nipple.
Yeah. That's horrible.
And did you hear why? So she'd had a kid.
Right.
So she'd been modeling, then if she had a kid, she's like, my boobs got saggy and big.
Right.
Nipples got all huge, didn't go back. So, and she says, and I give her credit. She goes, look, I know this is not the end of the world, but this is how I make money. Mm-hmm. And when you're a model, you have to look decent. You know?
Yeah.
And nipples falling off of you does not work. Mm.
And at 19, too.
I know.
19. Criminy. Well. Good luck to you. In other news, wild story out of New York in a town called Bath, which I did not know that there was a Bath, New York.
Yeah, Bath, New York.
When I sent that headline over, I just thought that he was in the bath. Anyway, officers got a call about a man in the area that was naked and causing a disturbance. What they arrived to find was nothing short of what was expected. The man was indeed in the buff, under the influence of drugs, and was threatening people that had the temerity to walk by. He also threatened to kill officers as they attempted to arrest him, spitting on one of them as they brought him into custody, also trying to start a physical altercation. But he was then taken to the medical center before being carted off to jail, and he is now due in court.
Yeah. They'll do that.
Hey, Steve, we need you to go on down to 24. There's a naked dude.
No, I'm going to tase him. I'm tasing him, man. That's the rule. If you're not putting your clothes on, you're getting a taser. That's it. I got no time for this.
There's no excuse for it. I don't even care if you're under drugs. What drugs are telling you, like, you need to get naked in public right now?
Well, I've had a few of those, but you don't do it. Like, the urge is there, but, like, man, don't do it.
Right. Come on. Police in Boston are on the lookout for a man who's bad at hiding his face. He's the subject of an armed robbery, but the authorities have several great photos to share, as he seems to have made a bad choice of mask, fumbling around attempting to hide his face with a pair of underwear. Authorities are still on the lookout for him and are asking anyone with info to come forward. Underwear did not make a good mask.
It never has.
No. And he did not use small underwear either. This is big stuff that is...
Got them giant ones.
He got the big ones.
Big old draws.
Big old leg holes on there, and I don't think he even knew the right hole to go for because the photos are just him stretching the mask all over the place, just trying... I don't know if he's trying to see. I don't know if he's trying to get it on better, but it's like, dude, we see your entire face.
What's wrong with the ski mask?
Right.
Tried and true.
Just put the ski mask on.
Been around forever.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's summertime, and I guarantee you I can find a ski mask today.
Absolutely. Although Miles made a good point years ago. He goes, look, if you go to the slopes, no one wears a ski mask like that.
No,
if they buy a ski mask with just the mouth and eyes cut out, they're up to no good.
Correct.
It's not for skiing. It's not for sledding.
Right.
No one wears them.
So the manufacturers are sitting there like, we are just absolutely donating these to armed robbers.
But they keep buying them. Because no one steals the mask. They pay. So if I make the mask, like, look, they're not stealing me. I make my money.
Anybody who gets those off of like Amazon should immediately be put on a list.
I mean,
I would wonder if I was going to be, the subject of a robbery at some point. Like, hey, where were you this last Thursday? You bought this mask a while back.
We got the picture of it being delivered to your porch.
Right. Swear it wasn't me. I was just doing it for a movie or something. Damn it. And just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
A Nigerian man has broken a world record that I didn't even know was set. The young man recorded himself for 3.5 hours using the opportunity to raise awareness about depression and the importance of mental health as he took on the challenge. It's an odd thing to bring into the subject here, but anyway, the record in question that he was attempting to break, longest time spent twerking.
All right.
After submitting the video to Guinness, they officially recognized and awarded his 3-hour-long boogie-thon as the record.
You won it, dude.
You did it. You made
Congrats.
it. And even, when I think of twerking, it's a lot quicker than what he was doing. He was just kind of like dancing and shaking his ass.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
All right.
But it's like, okay, I can understand how you could do that for 3 hours.
Still. I mean, I don't know how many other people have competed for that prestigious...
That's a lot of time to dedicate to doing that, absolutely. Even better news, happy to announce that today marks the second year in a row that my wife hasn't killed me since we've gotten married. Keep giving her reasons to do so, but she's showing me mercy and keeps me around. Plus, I give her enough Olive Garden and sweets to keep the status quo. So happy second anniversary there,
nice.
babe. Love you. And away we go. Bathroom Sports! Exhausting weekend for Mariners fans. They dropped the series against the Astros over the weekend, losing 2 out of 3 games and dropping to a dead-even race for first place in the AL West. Well done, everybody.
That is just brutal.
They kicked off the 3-game series against the Angels last night here at home, and after 7 shutout innings pitched by Bryce Miller, they managed to lose to the Angels 3-1 in a walk-off loss right here at home. But luckily, the Astros managed to fall 4-0 against the A's, so they're doing just as bad here. Last night as well, so the race for first place is still dead. Even Game 2 against the Angels goes down tonight with Logan Gilbert on the mound. That game over en route. Meanwhile, over the weekend, the Sounders also fell to Los Angeles as the FC took the game 3-0. But the real story is Seattle's rugby team. That's right, your Seattle Seawolves dug deep and kept San Diego on the mat to come out ahead in the quarterfinals, winning the game 30-28 against the Legion.
I watched it.
I watched plenty as well. They were looking good out there, man. They'll move on to the playoffs. Next game is this coming Sunday against the Dallas Jackals if you want to check that out. As far as your weather, we got a little cloud cover blowing in to cool things down. Expecting mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of about 72, which is perfect drinking weather for you to grab yourself a delicious Men's Room IPA, which is spreading around the Pacific Northwest. Known to be on tap in Stanwood up at Brewcade, as well as right here in Seattle at Cafe Arta. And then we actually got an email from Ryan. It's on tap in Lake Chelan at Local Myth Pizza. And you can find your nearest location by going to the comprehensive list of locations on the Men's Room page of KISW.com. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. Kevin Deers is up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for Seattle businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.